You should. You should start eating it.
So you get the SpaghettiOs, but you have to get the SpaghettiOs with
The fucking
meatballs.
sausage thing, yeah.
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 And then it's like
SpaghettiOs,
it's like
yeah.
pieces
I
of
was more
dog
of a
food in it, but it's
SpaghettiOs.
so good.
Yeah. It is. It's like little giblets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was definitely more of a SpaghettiOs guy than like Chef Boyardee ravioli.
Oh, is Chef Boyardee not SpaghettiOs?
No. Well, no.
Oh. Chef Boyardee's the raviolis.
Yeah, the ravioli.
Oh, yeah, I would eat those, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't in probably like 10 years,
Yeah.
but I'm not against
No,
it.
it's desperate food. It's
Yeah.
po folk food.
Yeah.
But yeah, like SpaghettiOs, I'll act like, oh, okay, I'll have SpaghettiOs.
Mm-hmm.
That's high class.
Yeah.
But Chef Boyardee, not so much.
I got lucky. I never really got to a point. I was very poor out of high school.
Sure.
And, but I was working at a Buffalo Wild Wings, so
Right.
I just steal
Had the
one. I
wings.
just stole wings
Yeah.
constantly. And I weighed like 100 pounds, so it was like 5
Right. You don't need a
wings
whole
is
lot.
good.
Yeah, you don't need a whole lot. Yeah, that's true. That is the only perk of working the food industry is food.
Oh yeah, potato wedges. You
Oh,
wouldn't
man.
like believe how many times that we would take customers' fries off of their thing
Oh, sure.
and eat it before you take the thing out.
I bet.
And then like if you think about it, not being in the service industry, and you're like, somebody put their fucking hands in my fries. It's like, no, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Probably
of
about
course.
5 people put
Yeah.
their hands in your fries.
No, you should
Hope
go
you're
in
cool with
knowing
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard.
You know what you're getting.
Standard.
Well, decent people know what's going on.
Yeah.
I would say. You're like, yeah, this was prepared by people, and people are fucking weird.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
not that there's anything wrong with that. It's still a great product. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't mind at all.
Most of the food that I make, a dog hair, a cat hair, or one of my hairs
Yeah.
ends up in the food. A minimum
Nice.
of one. And
Yeah.
it's just because they're like in the air.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
just
because they're
around.
anywhere near the food.
Yeah, just by proxy.
There's a lot of living
gonna end up
beings in this house, so there's gonna be
Yeah.
some in the food.
Are y'all always like in a homeward bound situation? Like, do your dogs escape all the time?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's really
'Cause
embarrassing.
My coworkers' dogs just escaped, and I feel so bad because like still hasn't come back.
Oh. Oh,
It's been like
sad.
2 days.
My dogs just like get
Yeah.
out and
But
then
then they
terrorize
eventually
the
come back.
neighborhood and like knock over people's
Yeah.
trash cans and shit.
Oh.
And then I think that's another reason why I'm like an outcast in the like mom group.
Oh
chat
yeah, how was your
group.
meeting yesterday?
Oh, I forgot about it.
Oh,
And I didn't
nice. Good. I'm glad you didn't go. I was like, okay, Megan, that's lame as fuck, but I'll see you Wednesday.
So stupid.
Yeah.
That was probably the last.
It seems like a
meeting
PTA
before-
meeting almost,
Yeah. Oh my god.
but not
I
near
had-
as cool.
So I did my first
'Cause
PTA
at least PTA meetings, you can be like kind of bitch for a
Okay,
second. Be
PTA
like,
meeting, fucking so stupid. The
Oh, yeah,
biggest
I know.
waste of time I've ever
Yeah.
been a part of. At least my neighborhood meetings, they're like talking about gossip and stuff, so it's like
Right.
okay.
Yeah, you get something.
Or they're
Yeah.
like, this crazy bitch is trying to pass a law with the city of Austin about this park that's like gonna affect all of us. We've got to do something.
We gotta
So
keep
it's like,
these homeless out.
Oh, I'm a hero. Let's go.
Sure.
Or something, you know.
Kind of self-flagellatory in a way. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's this one girl on the PTA that was like, I swear to God, a 15-minute rant on how, because all the teachers at the school have like an Amazon wish list, like this is
Oh,
the
yeah,
shit
yeah,
I
to
need
help
for
them
my
out.
classroom that I
Yeah.
can't afford.
Right, that's out of pocket.
Yeah, and she was like, we gotta get rid of this. And she was like, Jeff
What?
Bezos is in all of our shit. We gotta link local
Oh, come
stores. I'm like,
on.
what local store is gonna
Yeah.
sell?
And does
paper
this lady have
hearts
the
for
time to
Valentine's?
drive there and, just get it delivered to them? They've got enough.
You're
to
fine,
do
they're
it, they
not
wouldn't be
built that
asking for
way.
help.
It's too late for that.
Yeah. Dude, who in the world wants to be a teacher right now?
Oh fuck.
I feel
That's-
awful for those people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some of them suck, yes, and it's important. You should, let them know when they suck. But a
Yeah.
lot of them, you couldn't do it unless you cared somewhat.
It's honestly like,
You know.
even if you suck as a teacher, as long as you don't hit my kid,
Yeah,
we're fine.
yeah.
Like, that's
Just
the bar.
store them and do mostly good things,
Yeah.
and we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. You can yell at them a little bit. You can,
Yeah.
Even if,
We tried to.
It's a warehouse.
Yeah.
It's a warehouse for the kids.
Yeah.
Because you can't have them all the fucking time. Because nothing would get done.
One of the girls' teachers is like very stressed out, like super stressed out. Most of the teachers are like super chill, and they're like, "We're just gonna do
Sure.
what we can while they're here.
Probably.
We're gonna figure it out."
Yeah.
Like, all right. Well, this one old school teacher is like every friggin' day sending out an email like, "Don't bring your kids with this. Don't let them bring toys to school. Don't do this." Don't, like, we all know the rules. If it happens, it's obviously because they broke the rules. She like snapped at Rustin one time.
Nice.
It was
I would have loved to see that.
very aggressive, and it was something that Rory had done. Like, Rustin didn't do it. Snap at Rory. Snap at the
Right.
kid. But we like
Interesting.
Yeah, we like sent Rory with a snack the first few like weeks of school. I went all out for the snacks because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna like their school lunches. This is their first year at school. Like,
Sure.
I hope, I'm gonna go the extra mile to make sure they're comfortable. So I packed a fucking badass lunch with like strawberries and like a half a sandwich. But this was supposed to be for their snack. They were supposed to eat lunch at school
Yeah.
and then also have a snack. Well, Rory kept eating her snack for lunch, and then she didn't have a snack, so she was like complaining about not having a snack.
Right.
And the teacher lost it on Rustin and was like, "You need to pack a snack for her. She's crying every single day because she doesn't have a snack." Well, like, and Rustin's like has no idea what's going on. He's like, "Oh shit, okay, my bad." Like,
Yeah.
And then he came home and told me, and I was like, "Oh no,
Right.
that's not the case."
That's not what happened.
So I told Rory about it, and I was like, "Rory, like, this is your snack. You have to eat lunch at school, and this is your snack for later." Went through it with her,
Sure.
and then I guess she did it again, and teacher was pissed. And so I was like, "Okay, here's the situation to the teacher," and I wrote her like the bitchiest email about it. But that's
Yeah.
the drama.
Yeah, you're a family guy.
Yeah.
It's nonstop with the
it's
shit.
kind of weird how many like family things you have to juggle at one time. Like how much of my day was taken up by
Yeah, by that bullshit.
by not playing with my kids or not hanging out with my kids, but like organizing all the shit that they have
Right.
to do.
The dentist.
Yeah.
The fucking.
Yeah, we had to
all
go to
that shit.
gymnastics thing, so it's like 45
Yeah,
minutes
because
this way,
you want them to
45
have that.
minutes
Yeah, you want them to have extra shit
All the
that they
shit.
need to be doing.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot.
fun.
It's a lot of stuff.
What's up, dude? Well, what? So you finished your creative writing class, right?
Yeah,
What was that like?
it was pretty
Do
good.
you feel like it was worth your time?
It was definitely worth my time.
Yeah.
For the cost of it and like how much we did and how much we talked, it's almost worth it just to have like an accountability sort of to get it
Something
done.
totally outside. Yeah, outside of your career and your family. That's just like this thing.
Yeah, and it's like I have
Yeah.
to be here. Like I paid the money to be here.
Yeah.
I've got to
Yeah,
show up.
exactly.
I've got to do the work.
Gotta try at least.
Yeah, so that's always nice.
So what would you like? Want to write anything for
Yeah.
real? Like, what do you mean? Like, you want to write sitcom, a book, a screenplay? Like, what would you want to write though?
I want to write
A novel.
what I enjoy as far as screenplays go, which are just like somewhat sci-fi, somewhat futuristic,
Yeah.
somewhat dramatic.
The Wolves show.
I have.
Yeah. Have
Well,
you seen episode 3 yet?
So I've been falling asleep like towards the end of each episode. So the beginning of 3
I
was
kinda
a
do,
little
too.
confusing. So I need to go back and like rewatch.
Yeah, 3 is one of the best ones.
Okay.
Like as far as like, it's setting a lot of stuff up.
Okay.
There's not a lot of resolution, but you kind of see like the pieces being put together, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
these are the factions. These are
I feel
where it's
like-
going at least early on.
Yeah.
It's still early in the season, but
Mother is definitely like, I feel like getting to be predictable. Like,
So what do you think?
If we put her
Okay.
in the shoes of a human woman,
Yeah.
she's very predictable. Like,
And
could
she's
have
becoming
seen
more and
everything.
more human
Yeah,
in a way.
which I feel like is more and more
True,
predictable.
yeah.
We know exactly what she's gonna do.
Do you think?
She took the baby back in. I saw that part at least.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's good.
she's definitely leaning into humane characteristics.
Well, they kind of actually like start to give Father a little something role, which is nice because I'm like, this guy's underutilized.
Yeah.
You know, because he like also started having like human emotions and shit by the end of the last season.
Yeah.
So now he's got his own way of thinking.
Yeah, he's had that very subservient role, and I feel
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
been-
sort of coming out of that.
He kind of he starts to break out of it by the end of the episode, which I thought was nice. I was like, okay, cool. There's more shit happening. But do you think the ultimate question is the snake baby good or bad or good? Or I mean, bad or good? That's like, do you think it's an evil creature
think-
or it's like?
I think it's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be a metaphor for like the laws of nature, like you. What's the saying? You like help a snake out, the snake's still gonna bite you.
Right.
I think it's
It's
an
the
animal.
scorpion riding the frog.
Right. I think it's an
Yeah.
animal, and I think
Yeah.
it's gonna eventually show like some sort of animal characteristic.
I think it's a way for Mother to become a necromancer again.
Okay.
Like it's gonna be totally
Like it's gonna give
loyal.
birth to some
It
eyes or something?
No, it just protects her from everything, and like that is gonna give her power in that, you know, in the whole atheist shit, whatever.
Right.
In that world, she's gonna have that as like that's her new necromancer, is her child.
Okay.
So I think they're gonna have some
That's
symbiotic. Like, that's my guess.
I like that.
Like it's not evil or anything, but
But it's
if
not
she
gonna let you
commands
hurt
it,
its
like
mom.
yeah, but if she commands it or vice versa, I don't know, you know how that's gonna play out. But I think that's how she gets her power back
I don't know. I think
because she is being really predictable. So it's like
Yeah.
now this creature is gonna come in that she is
Yeah.
conflicted about. But yeah, that's why she's like my program's telling me I have to protect it. So like maybe that's like part of the plot. But
I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I think eventually the snake is gonna introduce like a different. I'm just gonna call it the snake because I don't know what the fuck that thing is. But I think it's a way to introduce the idea that nobody can escape religion, because even the atheists are gonna have this.
yeah, well they're gonna have to
Well,
deal with
the main computer. What's the main computer called? It's called the
Quantum 9 or some shit.
Yeah, whatever that thing is.
Quantum 6. Oh, the Trust.
The trust, yeah. Because even the trust is going to be, I don't know, I think it's going to lean into some idea of a religion.
Yeah, but they use the excuse that it's a machine.
Right.
But
Right.
like it's
But I
kind
still
of
think it's
different
gonna-
names for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, Rustin was telling me some of your thoughts on the show, and I was like,
I don't
interesting.
even remember what I told Rustin about. I hope they
Well,
remember
something
something.
about the snake and. Well, the snake is kind of the new beginning.
Rustin had the idea that
Like they've lost
the
their
Adam and
they've
Eve
lost
of
their
Mother
innocence
Father.
of the planet, and now the snake is like kind of represents like that is over now. Now we've all lost our innocence. This is the world we're in. So yeah,
I think it's interesting that the eyes hadn't killed old dude that like ended up swallowing them.
no,
They,
they're
like,
making
forced
they're
right?
making him biotech.
I know, and he's like
Yeah, he's being all
strong
weird
as
and
shit now.
Yeah, that's another part that's interesting. It's like he is like fulfilling a prophecy in a way.
Yeah, because I saw him. You know, we see him first after that happens, and he has like the black
Right.
lines on his face, and it's like, oh well, of course, because he'd basically swallowed a battery,
Yeah.
and I imagine that's what happened. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. And now it's like giving him power, which is crazy. That's crazy.
But it's pretty. It definitely seems like he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like they're making it pretty obvious that he's.
I think
the
okay.
bad
So
guy.
if we're looking at it like a Bible,
Like
story,
I root
Adam
for the
and Eve,
Mithraic, but it's like
Jesus.
you could tell this is the bad.
I think that he is a metaphor for like humanity in general.
Yeah.
Because he's a little bit sporadic. He's a little bit emotional on different thoughts. He has a very big ego for who he is. I think it's like a metaphor for
That makes
humanity.
sense. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that, but he is, encapsulates that whole kind of chaotic shit that everybody has.
What if
So-
the two boys, Campion and what's the other boy? Paul, are like Cain and Abel.
They
of
kind
them's-
of are.
One of them's gonna kill the other one.
Yeah, one of them is definitely gonna kill the other one.
Yeah, that's gotta happen.
But it
right?
seems like Campion makes the most sense.
Campion's gonna kill Paul.
Campion he seems more of the Jesus figure.
But okay, so in that
You know what
same
I mean?
thought, he was always the
Well,
the
he was a
Jesus
native of
figure.
the land that nobody else is in. Like,
But
he's the
also,
only native.
the friggin' snake is a native of the land.
Right, but they're related.
So what if the snake is, the snake and Campion are
Yeah.
Cain and Abel?
Oh, that could be true.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
weird.
like a Bible metaphor, but
Well, I hear that most of the mythology is adopted from
the same like core stories.
well, yeah, from Christianity and also from Mayan and Aztec religious beliefs. I think Mayan mostly, because they like some of the development for the drawings were inspired on like ancient Mayan gods and shit.
Oh, you're saying the
Snake.
show is.
The show
Oh.
is based on. There's a lot of Mayan like iconography in the show.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So it is, yeah. I mean, they're not Christian undertones. They're very clearly
Yeah.
Christian, but some of the iconography is more Mayan and shit. Which I think a lot of religious texts refer to snakes,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, why is that?
I don't know. Probably because they're fucking weird.
Yeah, probably because they're like a giant
They're like,
mussel.
we've got to explain this
Yeah.
weird thing.
What is the thing that everyone
It's
hates?
everywhere too.
Yeah.
It's like every
Oh,
continent has a
dude.
version of a snake.
Have you spent time in like the Pacific or anything like that? Like the islands? Like,
Like
Where-
in Hawaii, we went to Hawaii once.
well, I heard a story from like David Spade. He was
Okay.
saying he was shooting a movie like either in Hawaii or the Philippines or the tropics.
Uh-huh.
And he was saying there was just like gigantic crabs. Like, oh, it's crab season. Like getting into his room and shit.
Oh my
And just like tapping the glass, and there's just tons of it. Like, can you
That's
imagine like
crazy.
how weird it must be? Like,
I saw a fucking
like
video. They're at the
real
airport.
wild. Like, we're in the wild, but we're in the burbs.
Yeah, I saw a video at an airport. People are fucking grabbing their luggage from the luggage thing, and crabs are coming through. These
Yeah,
giant,
they're like giant
fucking
bugs,
crabs,
dude. They're creepy
and they're like
as
trying
shit.
to get around the crabs to
Yeah.
grab their luggage. I'm like, where the fuck did they come from?
Bro.
That's not where they belong.
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't thought about that, but like,
Dude, crabs are fucking crazy. Okay, let's stay on crabs for
I
a
like
second.
that.
Crab, in Hawaii, Russ and I were walking on a beach. There's like hardly anybody out there. A fucking crab ran at me. Like, it thought this
They're
tiny
aggressive.
crab, like the size of my
Yeah.
hand, was like, no, fuck you. I'm coming for you.
Yep.
Like, where do you get that kind of attitude? Imagine if it was bigger. It would fucking rule the world.
that's why the species has been around a long time.
Yeah.
Crustaceans, man. They're just fucking like Pokemon bug creatures.
Yeah,
Like, they're crazy,
fucking
bro.
So crazy. Their whole body
And
is
you won't fuck
inside
with
the
them.
shell.
You won't fuck with them.
Yeah. I'm not
No,
a
you're
fucking
going away.
crab.
Unless you're like got a net or you're used to them, you're getting the fuck away.
Yeah, he ran
Human
out. I
instinct.
screamed.
Yeah.
You know how many times in my life I've screamed because I was
Right.
scared? Maybe
Yeah.
5. And one of them
Right.
was because a tiny crab decided to charge me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like you're screaming at a spider in the room or something.
Yeah, never.
Yeah, that's yeah, they're creepy.
No, I have scared for a spider though. If a spider sneaks up on you, that shit's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
A big wolf spider, like
Yeah, I don't
you're
like
sitting and you see one next to
Yeah.
you, you're,
Wolf
you're probably
spider.
gonna scream.
Where'd you see wolf spider at?
I don't know if it was a wolf spider.
Oh.
I just
I was like, those are rare. I
It's
would've
pretty
captured it and kept it.
we have the coolest spider on our front porch.
Oh yeah.
It is a
It's a
spiked.
hairy guy.
It's a spiked orb weaver. It looks like it has the shell of like a crab, and it has spikes coming out the side, and it's so
Oh, shit.
tiny. It's the cutest thing, and
Yeah.
I've been rooting him on. He's still.
Well, they keep
alive.
bugs away, so I don't mind them if they're not like in
Yeah.
your grill.
Exactly.
Like, I like the arachnoids. I remember that used to like be like the biggest like, well, actually moment with like little kids who'd be like, actually, spiders are not insects; they're arachnoids. You know how many nerds have told me that? It's just like, yeah, everybody knows, dude.
Okay. We know.
But thank you for pointing that out. Because you'd be like, those bugs are like, actually, spiders are arachnoids. Okay.
Rory saw a stink bug today, and I was like, "Oh, did you go smell it?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, you gotta go smell it. You're gonna hurt its feelings." And she was like, "He doesn't smell that good because he wants to, or he doesn't smell that bad because he wants to. He's doing it to be rude." And I was like, oh,
Okay.
"Okay,
Yeah.
to be rude."
That is weird, though. Yeah. Like, when you're a little kid, you're not worried about bugs at all.
Yeah,
You like them.
yeah,
They're like your pals.
yeah.
They have personalities, they have names,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then just for some reason, you get a little older, you're just like, fuck! Like,
Something
the
kicks
bugs
in.
scare me, dude, but when you're a little kid,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, cool. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't scare you at all. It's weird.
Some kind of survival instinct kicks in, and you're like, "Oh no, this is not okay. This is not good."
I think when that happened for me was like going to summer camp, like at Camp Buckner, which is like right by Dolores, like lake house thing.
Oh, okay. In
So
Marble
like it's
Falls?
right there, yeah.
Mhm.
And there's fucking stick bugs, right?
Mhm.
And they're big.
They're pretty big, yeah.
Like when it was like rainy in the summer and really humid, like they would be like
Yeah.
that. When I saw that as a kid, I was like, oh, that is freaking me out. That was the first bug that I was like, I don't think I want to be friends with this bug. This thing is scaring me, legitimate. So then, like,
Oh, yeah.
from that moment on, probably like, in 4th grade, 3rd
Yeah.
grade, I was like, fuck bugs.
Yeah.
Like, because West Texas doesn't really have,
Yeah.
compared to here.
You might see a scorpion every now
Yeah.
and then, but
Yeah, you see cool shit. Like tarantulas on the highway.
yeah.
That's weird.
Okay, so my dad took me out to an oil field one time. There was like a period of time where it was just me and my dad, and he like didn't have a babysitter, so he like just took
Yeah.
me out to these like dangerous oil field locations.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, very.
And it had just rained, and the whole dirt road was covered in tarantulas.
Yeah.
It was like pitch black.
It's so weird.
I looked up a fact one time. It's like every square mile of the earth, there are 1,000,000 spiders. 1,000,000 in every square mile.
Oh, mile. 1
or
million.
square something. Square like it was a stamp. Hold on. It might be like
No, that's
it's
cool.
something stupid.
Yeah, dude.
Hold on.
Tell me more.
How many spiders on Earth?
God, there's got to be billions.
Man, I don't know how I'm gonna find that fact that I found. It was probably bullshit.
Well, what did you think it was if you can't find it?
It's 1,000,000 per square mile.
What the fuck?
1,000,000.
Okay, a square mile is a lot of
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe it's 1 billion per square mile. I don't know.
No
remember,
way it's
I
that
remember
high.
breaking it down and being like, that's every yard.
Right.
That's like 10 spiders are in every yard.
yeah. You have to start using scientific
But also,
notation.
you gotta think, like, whenever spiders have babies and they're like egg sacs, there's like 1,000.
Yeah, like
and they're
yeah.
all concentrated in the tiny things. So
Right.
that probably does make sense. That's
Yeah.
That's a legitimate number. That's gotta be
And
right.
they're so small. I mean, think about like the size of a little baby spider. Yeah, they're like grains of sand.
Yeah. They're probably
They're
everywhere.
everywhere. Don't come for us, spiders.
Okay. Here it is. The study looked at how many spiders are found in any given area and estimated there are about 130 spiders in every square meter of Earth. That's like,
Yeah. Not very far.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's so that's an average. So you've got to
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that some meters have
Goes-
like a
yeah.
fucking 1,000.
Right.
Okay.
What the
That's
fuck?
crazy. Have you heard the spider fact that, like, supposedly every human swallows 3 spiders a year while they're asleep?
I've
or
always
something
heard
like
that growing up,
I don't know. How true
and
that
I
is.
never knew if that was like an urban myth or like for real.
I don't know. I don't know. One time I woke up,
Because
there
it was
was
so
a spider on my
believable.
face.
Yeah, it's so believable. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You're just like, your mouth is wide open.
Yeah. You're asking
You're-
for it.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm gonna go
Close
in
your
here.
mouth, you whore. You're asking for it.
Yeah, that's how the spiders think. You're asking for it, you fucking whore. I'm coming in here.
And then they get eaten up while you're sleeping.
Yeah, going in your stomach.
That was definitely
Yeah,
a
so
mistake on their part.
it's yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not too worried about it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a spider. It's getting fucked, not me.
How dumb are you?
Think I can't-
If you're gonna go in there.
Think I can't eat a spider?
Yeah.
I can
That's not.
eat crazy shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
What's the craziest thing you've ever eaten?
that's a good question. The craziest thing, like
You've ever like eaten and digested?
oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess when I was a little kid, I would eat like Play-Doh and shit.
Okay. Well, that's not that
That's
crazy.
pretty-
Play-
Well,
Play-Doh's
it's
like
salt and flour.
and Salt. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably tastes pretty good.
And like glue,
Yeah.
pull it off your hand.
And then you eat
You
it?
eat it.
Were you weird in school?
Yeah, of course. I was weird for Still am weird. I still am a weird kid, and no, I'm not eating glue off my hand anymore.
Oh,
But
you're not? Okay.
No, I cut that.
I cut that habit about
yeah.
3 years ago.
I'm in GAA, Google Addicts Anonymous, or Glue
Glue
Addicts.
Eaters
Glue
Anonymous.
Eater, yeah. Yeah, we call ourselves. Yeah, craziest shit I've ever eaten. Fuck, I don't know. I've never had anything like super solid or like swallowed like I don't know, nothing too fucking crazy.
Oh, dude,
honestly.
I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to eat anything weird.
I've had that.
Yeah. That's not that weird either. Though.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people do that.
I'm
I feel
like
really bad.
I'm like, oh, an oyster, I've had that.
Yeah.
You ever had an oyster before?
Oh, we're crazy over here.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I've had chicken feet.
Okay, that's gross and weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they were good.
That's a little
I got it from my Nigerian coworker. She
You know
made
what?
stew.
You know that
They're good.
I worked at Bush's when I was like 16, and
Oh, nice. That's right.
gizzards are fucking good. Have
Thank
you ever had
you.
chicken gizzards?
Bro, I was having this conversation
So good.
with somebody the other day. I was like, best thing in the menu is the chicken gizzards. And they're
Yep.
cheap and you get a fuck ton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember who it
They're
was.
so good.
Yeah, nobody orders them.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Only I like I'm being so serious in this.
Yeah.
I would have older black men come through the drive-through and they'd order half liver which is fried liver,
Yeah.
and half gizzards.
I like liver.
And it'd just be like 60, 70-year-old
Yeah.
black men. That's the only
That's
people
the old
that
school,
ever
man.
ordered it.
Well, you
And they
know,
were, they're so good. The gizzards,
they're
especially.
delicious. Yeah,
I couldn't get on board
the
with
livers can be a
livers.
little
I don't know.
tough.
The liver that we had was like chalky. It would be like
I
it would
like
like
the chalky shit.
I was not into it. It would like fall apart. All
Well,
weird.
I know when my stepdad would grill chicken, he had the guts, is what he called it. Is the guts.
Okay.
And he would just throw them on the grill with like tiny bit of salt, tiny bit of pepper.
What?
And he'd hand them me, and I'd eat liver and like the gizzards and shit.
No
He'd
way.
be like, "You want the guts?" And he'd feed me the guts,
That sounds disgusting.
like what you feed a dog. You feed them to me, and I'm telling you, those guts made me strong.
This was your
Those get-
stepdad?
Yeah.
Did he like you? Or
Of
was he like
course.
being weird?
No, he
Oh,
wasn't being
okay.
weird. He was teaching me how to be, grow some hair in your chest.
Okay.
Eat some of this weird shit.
Okay.
Because, hey,
Oh, I've had snake
my
before.
my parents did a good job of developing a palate with me.
Okay.
Like, I've never been a picky eater.
Okay.
Never had the option of being a picky eater. So they hand it to you, you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you're going to
that's
bed
how-
hungry.
Yeah, that's how. That's
And you
how
can
I
eat it
feel
for
set
breakfast
up.
if you didn't fucking eat it.
I feel like that traumatized me though. So if my kids don't like it,
Oh.
I'm like, oh, don't fucking
Well,
eat it. Then.
maybe
and
it
I'm
did
like,
to
you
me.
fucking
Maybe
stand
I
up
haven't-
for yourself then.
Yeah, I say it's a good thing, but it's like, well, I do kind of have an eating disorder. So maybe it wasn't a good
Over
thing
about food.
after all.
I'll be
Yeah.
like, if you don't like strawberries,
No,
you
they were
fucking
never
tell
too-
them
yeah.
you don't like strawberries. Say I don't like this.
Yeah, they were never too bad. Yeah. I guess that was just my natural. I was just like, oh, whatever you want to give me, I'll eat. I didn't mind. I wasn't picky like that. But that's just one of those old school foods, like guts and gizzards and shit. Like,
Yeah, that's
That's
weird
some old school shit.
Nobody ever made me eat that. Maybe because I'm a girl, they were like, she probably can't handle it.
oh, he gave it to Ivy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Our like family friends, their youngest daughter.
Yeah, I think I met
Yeah.
her at a birthday party one
Yeah.
time.
Okay. But yeah, she was like the poor girl surrounded
Yeah.
by boys. But Ron would be like, here, you have some too. You eat this. So he wasn't like a boy. Well, at least with him. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe with your family, they're like, no, women should not be
Well, I was
eating such things.
I was never around like other kids. I was like the only kid, and honestly, I was never really around family either. So I was just like me out in the country by myself with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, my dad would
Like
fucking
Eustace-
bring home
Eustace and the
rattlesnakes. Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't like that. We had neighbors,
Yeah,
but
I'm exaggerating.
but it was kind of out in the country. I talked about a little bit today. That's so funny that this is gonna come up twice. But we had a neighbor that friggin' farmed rabbits
Nice.
to eat. I never ate them, and they would never let me go play with the rabbits or anything. But they like had these giant fucking rabbits that they like raised for meat.
Yeah, you can't eat too much rabbit though; it'll make you sick.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That rabbit's like the only meat that you can't survive on because
Yeah.
it doesn't have like
Well,
certain something. or
the
something.
the frontiersmen developed illness from eating like rabbits all the fucking time.
Chasing down rabbits and eating them.
Yeah, because they like rabbit was more popular than chicken until the 1960s.
Okay.
So like farming
60 seems
pretty
not
soon,
that
not
long
long
ago. People were eating rabbits.
Not that
all the
long
time.
ago. We were going to the moon, and we just started eating chicken. You're like, turn out
Hilarious.
Yardbird pretty good.
They're like, we packed you some
Yeah.
dehydrated rabbit
Rabbits.
in your
Yeah.
astronaut food.
And our generation's relation to rabbits is the rabbit's foot
Yeah.
that you hang in your car.
I had a rabbit's foot growing up.
Dude, yeah. Back in like, 97, 96.
Oh yeah.
That's what the cool kids had.
You know what I had that was really weird? We got it on like road trips. They would always be at like weird gas stations, but there were these like fake taxidermy cats, like tiny little kittens. I was just talking to my
Wait,
sister
where?
about this.
Where? Okay, just at gas stations during road
They would,
trips?
yeah, they would be at like gas stations.
Like
But I
heading
swear to God, every gas
west?
station had them. Every gas
I
station
think I
had 'em.
know maybe what
And
you
they
mean.
would be like, and it would be like hard.
And you'd put it on your dash.
Yeah, yeah, and it was like a thing.
Right.
But they were like so soft, and they would do like the little eyes, and they would like try their best to make it look like a little kitten. And I was obsessed with them as a kid.
Oh, you liked them.
loved them. I
That's great.
wanted every single one. Every gas station, I'd be like, please let me go in and see if they have a cat.
Oh, nice.
And my dad would be like, okay.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I don't remember those.
Yeah.
Maybe you just, it caught your eye.
They
And
were
you never
soft.
forgot it.
They were
Like, I'm
soft.
sure I saw them and I'm like, I don't want that.
They were soft, and my dad wouldn't let me have a cat, so it was like, yeah.
Right.
So, like I said, there's like a period of time where it was just me and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I got a lot of things, a lot of weird things that I asked for, because he was like, it's
Yeah.
just me. I can't say no to her. Like,
Sure.
I don't have any backup.
Right.
Just say yes.
Yeah, there's no one you can put in middle management.
Yeah, you can't be like,
So you
hey, what do
deal
you
with it.
think, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, absolutely not, you weirdos. And they're like, Mom says no. So it's like
Yeah.
every single time you said no, you like have to have a backup for why you're saying
Yeah.
no. And it has to be legitimate, or I'm gonna break it down because I want a fucking taxidermy cat.
That's interesting.
That's why it's so exhausting for single parents, because you
Yeah.
like don't have
You're right.
a backup. But like
Well,
honestly, when
you're
I say
right.
no to my
so
kids,
many times.
I no.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I try to be like, this is not up for discussion. No. Like I try to be as
Yeah.
hard as I can.
But it's got to be so hard when you
It's
want to
so
give it to them.
hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, my parents always just said no because they fucking didn't want to fight me on it. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say
Right.
no all the time just for the sake of saying no.
Right. Well, I get the feeling you heard because I said so a lot,
Yeah.
which is like
Yeah. Which is like,
is fun. It's
like, you're lazy.
It's very
I say
lazy,
it
but
all
I
the
get
time.
it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I
I'm
say-
like, you know what?
exactly.
Parents did a good job. They can say
Yeah.
that. They did enough
I
to say
fucking
that.
said so.
Yeah,
I'm not
sometimes it's
down to
all good.
argue about it.
Because that's the way it is.
Because even if I explained it to you right now, your tiny
That's
little brain
probably the
couldn't
thing.
understand it.
I'm sure half the time
Yeah.
it was already explained, and then I argued again, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Because I already said, dude. We
Yeah.
already talked about this. You don't
Yeah.
remember because you're a
We
dumb
already
kid."
went through the explanation. You weren't listening.
Right, you don't know the
You
context.
had your
It's
fucking
all
finger up
yeah.
your nose the whole time. You
Yeah.
weren't listening.
Well, because your past is all just
Yeah.
however people remember it. Like, and it's both people not remembering it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's
You know?
really sad.
Like, you have your own versions of like what you think.
And neither one of
Reality,
them were the
yeah,
truth.
neither of them are-
Neither
yeah.
one of them were the truth.
So, yeah, that's why, dude. I'm all about putting the past like in the past
Yeah.
because it's all a story.
Mm-hmm.
All you can do is go forward.
Yeah, that's funny you say
So
that.
like it's fun to
because-
think about because you are thinking of your version and your version changes
Yeah.
because you get more insight and you're
Yeah.
like, well, I didn't think about
I
this.
forget more and more, which I'm like,
Oh,
why
dude.
am I forgetting so much? I'm
Oh,
like, so
bro.
it might have been really traumatizing.
Yeah,
It's
right.
really sad.
Don't you like get a memory out of nowhere and you're like, where the fuck was that for 30 years? Like,
We gotta bury that one.
Yeah,
Put
how-
it back.
I wish I didn't remember that.
Get it
Yeah,
out
bro.
of here.
Get out of here. And I don't even need a therapist to do that for me. It will just
Yeah.
happen on its own.
Yeah,
But
it was really scary.
yeah, it's scary, but it's kind of nice because like then you actually deal with it because now it's there.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you'll be a better person now because like, yeah, it
Right.
entered your fucking brain.
Right.
For some reason, you're like, oh, we gotta get over this real quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it is weird the way that the human brain like makes you like deal with that shit. Like,
Like,
here's
here you
this
go.
again.
Here's this.
Here's this again you haven't thought about in 10 years.
It's gonna keep popping up
Yeah,
until
just
you do
keep
something about
popping
it.
up until you deal with it. Have fun with that.
That fucking
Yeah.
sucks sometimes.
Hell yeah, it
I know
sucks.
exactly
It's
what you're
awful.
talking about. I like have I like have really serious mommy issues, and they've definitely come up way more than I anticipated with having kids and being a mom, and like being so nervous that I'd be like my mom. And it like
So that was a conscious
really
thought of
fucks
I'm
you
not.
up. I mean,
I'm
like
not my
20
mom.
times a
I'm not
day
gonna.
still.
Wow.
Still.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I would tell myself
Constantly.
stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. Hope I can be as nice as my dad was if I have a family.
You had a good dad,
Yeah, sure.
and you had a good mom.
Yeah, big time. I mean, they were divorced, but
Yeah.
I think that was better. Like I look back and I'm like, yeah, they were supposed to get divorced.
Yeah.
That was probably best.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like if they would have been together, I don't know if I would have been as happy.
Oh yeah.
So,
Even now, I'm like,
yeah, it's like,
any woman my dad dates, that poor woman, like, she's gonna
Yeah.
need therapy after this. This is-
You meet them like,
Yeah.
you're the new one.
Oh no. Especially
So
whenever
is
they're
he-
nice.
he
they're
hasn't
like,
gotten remarried,
oh.
or?
I technically think he did get remarried one time, but he like goes through girls pretty frequently. He's very, very toxic, man. And honestly, I don't really feel like I have very many daddy issues because despite
it's-
all of his
Yeah, you
very
didn't mention
awful
him at all.
shit,
Yeah.
he always loved me and always like I know that he always put his best foot
Gotcha.
forward and was like trying to do his best. He's awful. He's so crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy person. I hope he never hears this. But I don't know. I feel like
Well.
I've told him a couple times. But I don't know, I've always just felt like he did really good.
I do feel like for some reason everybody likes at least like with dudes, right? They always want to like with women say they have daddy issues.
Right.
But there's the majority of women I meet, most of it's mom.
Moms are so fucked up.
It's the
I
like
totally
most
agree.
like
I
I'll
totally
hear some
agree.
dad stories, but most women I meet, if they like, open up or like mention something, then I'm like, oh no, they don't have. But everyone thinks like,
Yep.
oh, they have daddy issues. But yeah, like, what do you think? Is
Yeah,
there anything
no.
to that, or
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so going into my personal history, my dad, whenever he was 30 years old, got a very young girl pregnant. While he was married to my sister's mom, he got my mom pregnant when she was 15. And she was 15 when she had me, so she barely turned 15. Very disgusting scenario. But after I was born, he had took custody of me from her, not legally. He just basically said, I guess she dropped me off for one week. I still don't know the full story, but she dropped me
Sure.
off one weekend, and then whenever she came on Sunday to come pick me up, he was like, no, and if you try to take her, I'll kill you. And then she literally disappeared from my life. And the woman he was with was my mom now, who legally adopted me. And
gotcha.
she didn't legally adopt me until I was probably 11, and that probably happened when I was like 4-ish. And I
Yeah.
definitely feel like she did it for all of the wrong reasons.
Oh shit.
Which is like super fucked up, and I feel
Wait,
like
didn't you emancipate yourself?
no, I just left.
Oh, okay.
In the state of Texas, you could just fucking leave when you want.
Yeah, that is
They're like
true.
super.
The cops
lenient
don't give
on
a
that.
fuck.
Yeah, they're like, we're not gonna go pick her up.
Yeah.
She has an apartment and a job. We're not
Yeah.
gonna make her go
Right.
back to you. And she was like,
Yeah, I
she
guess
threw
that's
a
more
crazy
indifferent.
fit when that
Yeah.
happened. So, I mean, going through the legal paperwork of emancipating yourself is a lot. And
Yeah.
especially if you don't have any money, nobody's
There's
gonna
no.
do it for you.
That's like a
So,
Hollywood thing, or
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a Hollywood thing.
that's like
If you
a.
have a lot of money
That's
and
like
your
a
parents are
big.
being dicks,
That's
you
like a
can
big.
emancipate
Yeah,
yourself.
that's big money shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that is more of a financial thing than like a legal.
Yeah.
Well, because your legal status can determine guardianship,
Yeah.
getting allowed part of your pay or some bullshit like that.
And I mean, I still finished school. I
Yeah, dude.
like got an apartment. I was working I was paying for the apartment and
You
going
went to
school.
OHS, right?
Mhm.
The Bronchos.
Yeah, and my dad has had a problem with drugs for a good portion of his life. He's like completely clean now, which is
Oh,
crazy.
that's great.
It's crazy because he had such a problem with drugs his whole life. And so, like, during the time, I couldn't rely on him because he was still
Sure.
doing drugs
Yeah.
and stuff. So,
Well, I'd like to say, like, once you reach a certain age, people get tired of it, but that really isn't
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
Because, like, a lot of people chalk it up to, like, oh, they're old, they can't take anymore. It's like, a lot of old motherfuckers doing,
How many people are doing crack?
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I
But,
almost
yeah.
feel bad for
That's
my
good
dad
to
in
mellow
that
out,
sense.
you know, like, he's mellowed, probably.
Well, whenever he came here when he was young, he came to West Texas initially for oil field work when he was like 19, 20. And they would have those guys working
And he came from
Michigan.
Michigan.
And they would have those guys like working
Oh,
like
breakbacking.
48-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And if you
And when
fuck
you're
up,
off,
you're
you're
going to
just-
cause millions of dollars worth of damage. And so it's like you have to be doing some
Right.
kind of upper. And then whenever you're done with that, okay, you only get 24 hours off. You have to go to sleep in those 24 hours. So then they would do downers to fall asleep during those 24 hours. And I think it just became a cycle for him
Yeah.
for a really long time. And then even whenever he wasn't in the oil field, it's like, well, I'm already on this cycle for my life.
Yeah.
This is what I have left. And he did it, I swear to God, until like maybe 5 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And now he's completely clean and his like body is catching up with him.
Yeah.
Which I think is even harder because
Wow.
like I felt so good on drugs and now I feel like an
Yeah.
old man.
Yeah. I'm not. The fog has lifted. You know,
Yep.
the fucking bones are really out now. That's something I was always horrified about West Texas about. Was getting into the oil field.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
it's
just
so
being-
tempting.
Yeah, and then just being that guy.
Yeah. Even now, what
And
he
that
was
you'd
getting
be
paid
fine.
then-
I'd be happy being that guy. Sure.
Yeah.
I guess for a little while, maybe.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
that
It'll do some
that
damage
being
on you.
that being what was cool made me not want to live there at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because we weren't gonna be working in the offices at oil places. Like,
Yeah.
at least I wasn't gonna be, unless I got very lucky.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, fucking Roughnecks.
Oh, dude, one of my friends lost his pinky in the most gruesome way ever on the
Chain?
oil field. It was some kind of something, and it got caught, and it just like slowly ripped his pinky out from his hand.
Shit.
How disgusting is that? That's like a Saw movie.
It's a Saw movie because
That's
it's like in
a
slow
Saw-
motion.
And he like
It's
couldn't
watching
get
a
it
train
out.
accident.
And every time he pulled, he said it hurt more, so he just
Oh.
had to like come to
Reserve,
terms
yeah.
with it. And he was like, hopefully I pass out. And then he did pass out. And then he
You
woke
pass
up
out
in
for
the
sure.
ER with no, like, just this whole bone. It ripped out the
They
whole
couldn't
bone.
save anything.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it traumatized. So it's like just this, just ripped all of that out. So disgusting. Oh, and Rustin's grandpa, I guess, was doing something with a pipe one day and had his fingers over the pipe, and the pipe came down and took off all of these fingers right here. So all he had
I
was
don't
like,
think I ever met him.
yeah, he passed away, I think like 2 years ago,
Okay.
and the only fingers he had were like this. These three and these three.
So he
Because
just,
he
he
had
just
it-
loved
he
you.
had it-
He's like, I love you all the time. I'd be
Rustin
cool
said
with
it was
that.
super weird whenever you go to shake your hand.
Maybe
'cause
I
it'd be
did.
all
You know what?
funky.
Maybe I did because I do remember weird.
You do remember shaking
Well,
somebody's hands that didn't have fingers?
Well, that was common in West Texas.
Yeah.
Or any
Yep.
hardworking guy, you wouldn't be surprised if they're
Yep.
missing some fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You just shit. I remember we always had this joke, or Ron did.
Mm-hmm.
You met Ron, right? My stepdad.
Oh yeah. He like
Very-
loves my kids.
He does.
He's so
he loves
crazy
all
about my
children.
kids.
He loves them all. Yeah, he's like,
He's
every
so
time,
nice.
like, oh yeah, we're with Megan and Russ. He's like, I remember they were going on a flight somewhere. Like, he was all excited.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
and you know, mispronouncing all the kids' names.
Oh yeah,
He's
he fucks up their
and
names every
Ruck
time.
Ruck and Roo Roo and Ree Roo.
He can't
Yeah,
get it
he's
right.
doing it just to be funny. He's like, and they were, you should have seen them all. Alex, they running around. They couldn't get them. Yeah. But he had a joke that, here, this, do you want to, here,
Okay.
shake my hand.
Okay.
He would do this
Okay.
at church and go, pardon the growth.
Ew.
That was his fucking joke.
Dude, jokes
And he
at
taught-
churches are so
He taught
fucking
me that, and
funny.
I would do that shit at church, and it would freak people the fuck out.
I wish.
So you use that one
Okay.
on somebody.
Pardon.
Use that at a PTA meeting.
Do you think I can do it?
Sure.
I can't do it.
Yeah, it's easy.
Pardon the growth. They're gonna be like, what growth?
The growth on your finger.
I'd be like,
It's not dirty. Don't turn it into a dirty thing.
It sounds like a dirty. Is
It
it? Not,
is.
Is it? Not, okay.
But that's the thing. It's
Okay, I'll
like
tell
I
you.
don't think I realized it's a dirty thing until like just now. Because you were like, ew. I was like, oh, maybe that's a gross joke.
Like,
Well,
I
because
think
a
everything's
little
I
kid
think
does it,
everything's a
and
dick,
people are
and I'm like, ugh.
yeah. Well, I would do it to like youth pastors,
Oh,
right?
that's funny.
And they would just be like, ha, 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 ha. You know, that's it.
Oh,
But
they probably thought you meant you had a dick on your hands or something like that.
I didn't even think about that until just now. So yeah, Ron was a creeper. Apparently, Ron was a creepy ass dude, teaching me creepy shit.
He's like,
I'm
here,
not-
say
I'm not
this.
making
It would be
that.
hilarious.
Don't-
Oh shit! Did you see in the news Midland Christian? Like 5 of the teachers got arrested today
For fucking?
for some kind of sexual assault of a student.
Where were these?
5 male teachers.
Oh, male teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I believe that.
At Midland Christian.
Like if it was female, that'd be very weird.
No, I think it was a dude in like football or something, and some kind
Dude,
of sexual
okay.
assault happened,
All right.
and they didn't do anything about it or something.
Tell me more. Do you know anything?
I
about
don't know.
this?
I don't know anything more. Hold on. Let me see. There should be an updated article by now. I feel like it happened at 12 today, and people are probably demanding answers because it just
Well-
sounds so crazy.
Here's the thing about.
Yeah, they hadn't updated since. Police officers showed up. 5 people were taken out of the school in handcuffs and loaded into police cars. Parents who we spoke with wanted to remain anonymous, said that arrests may stem from what has been described as a disturbing video of a sexual assault going on social media. One Facebook user wrote, I am absolutely appalled by what I just heard about MC. I cannot believe the cover-up by the principal and baseball/football coaches. Cannot believe they can even call themselves Christians, which I mean,
I can believe that.
is very on brand, yes. Prayers for the family of the child involved in such a hideous crime. So I'm like, what fucking video are they talking about? What
Yeah,
happened?
where can we watch this video?
Where can we
We want to see an
ourselves by
underage girl being assaulted
no.
by 5 football coaches.
Oh no. I don't want to
That's what
see
you
that,
want
but I
to.
want.
That's what you want
I
to
want
see.
to know the facts, okay?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: that fucking school has always been fucked up.
Okay.
Like,
What do you know?
I
That I
know,
don't know.
I know that if you were a fuck up at Lee,
Mm-hmm.
at Lee High School, or at Midland High,
They would send
and your
you to
parents
Midland
had
Christian?
money, you would go to Midland Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you had, and it was,
Yeah, that's what
it was always,
that's what I always thought.
it was always bad behavior
Yep, that's what I always
and
thought.
grades being bad.
Yep.
Like if you want to go to the Crunkus parties were the Midland Christian kid parties
Because
they're the rich kids that were crazy.
They were the rich kids that
Yeah.
were traumatized the most.
They didn't go to Trinity; they went to Midland Christian.
Okay.
You know that
Yeah.
Trinity was the smart
Okay.
kids. And there was also like Nick Millen or something like that. some
Dude.
other school.
The Trinity kids that were on the debate team that we always like went up against were fucking insufferable. They were so.
Oh, they're probably lame as shit.
They were so awful.
Mm-hmm.
They were the worst.
Nah, Trinity is good for like elementary and junior high, and then you should go to high school after that.
Yeah, to be normal.
Yeah. So wait, what's the verdict with your kids in public or private?
My kids are public. They did a pretty expensive Montessori school, and
That's right.
I think that mostly I didn't fucking fit in, so we decided that wasn't the route.
Yeah.
Because it's like hard to make
That's
friends.
important,
like, I want
too.
to make mom friends, and
Yeah.
I want to be like part of the school,
Yeah, of
and
course.
want to be interested. And they all fucking had a granola bar shoved up their ass. It was awful.
Gotcha.
Very crunchy granola. And I'm like constantly yelling at my kids.
Right. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
See what
I didn't fit
the
in.
hicks were doing there.
Yeah.
That's lame. Yeah, if they have a stick up their ass, fuck that shit.
Yeah. I couldn't vibe with them.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, public schools.
Well, those are the schools that I really liked. My parents would come. They knew the teachers, and like everybody was
Exactly.
friends. We'd go eat at Joe Marito after. You know, like
Yeah.
you got to have a nice. That makes the
Yeah,
kid.
I vibe with
that-
a lot of the
yeah.
parents at Zilker. And I feel like a lot of them are.
It made me more comfortable at school too,
Yeah.
because I knew the kids, I knew their families. You know, so
Exactly.
that's a good choice.
Exactly.
If you don't like the families, your kid's really not gonna like them.
I know all of their
Yeah.
friends' parents. Yeah. And they're
Sweet.
awesome too. I vibe really well with most of the parents, so
Yeah.
it's awesome. One of the girls, I don't want to mess it up, but she which I didn't want to ask too many questions about because I don't want to be all weird, but I was like, this is fucking crazy. What?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. All right.
You should just
We're
like
friends.
sneak
Okay.
up behind her and just be like, Master, Master, and just start singing a song. That way, you're indirectly bringing it up. You're
Yeah.
like, so, tell me more about
Yeah.
this guy that sued Napster.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I didn't know his name.
I don't know his name either.
So she said his name, and I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, I don't know who she's talking about. And then I Googled it later, and then I was like,
He's not
oh
a bad,
my god!
He's not a bad looking guy.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay. But then I forgot his name, so. That's
Yeah.
impressive, though. I feel like there's a lot of weird.
Wait, so she
People at this school.
just dated him?
Yeah, she told a story where she dated him.
So she's just name dropping?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna get attention if you're name dropping.
So she used to be
Yeah.
the Austin news girl. She used to be on the local news.
Oh, okay.
And so, I mean, she's got a lot of names
She's all
to
about
drop.
self-promotion.
And I'm down for listening to name
Oh,
drops.
yeah?
I'll listen to name
Yeah.
drops all day.
If you want to do it to yourself, do it.
Yeah. I'm down for it. I'll
Yeah.
listen to it. I'll be like,
Right.
because then
Fair
I could
enough.
be like, I'll be like, drop 10 names. Because if I'm ever in a room with these people, I'm going to be like, do you know so-and-so?
Yeah.
Be like, oh yeah, that's my friend. What's up? And then
Sure.
I'll be able to name drop later because of that.
Right.
So,
There's a time and a place.
yeah.
If it's appropriate, and it's not just like,
I don't think I'm ever appropriate. But,
well,
yeah.
if it's not like braggadocious, you know what I mean? It's just not
Well,
like out
she's-
of nowhere.
She's insufferably braggadocious.
Oh.
But, I don't know. I'm here for it. I like it.
Were you there? I think you were there, but you girls were in a different room. Like right whenever like you could finally go to a bar after COVID, we went to that thing for Aaron's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, all the girls were in her room.
Yeah. And well,
Which
there
was
was
so
like
weird.
there was these wasted chicks that came over and
Oh,
started
yeah,
talking to
y'all
us.
said something about it, which I
Oh,
thought was
yeah.
so
And
funny.
they were
'cause
great.
It's so hard to deal with.
And they were like hitting,
drunk
they were
girls.
hitting on Aaron big time, which I just
Okay.
thought was so funny because he's so awkward.
Yeah, because
You know,
can't
he's
handle
not.
it.
Yeah, he's. Yeah. And so, like, I was just like, I'm just gonna start talking shit to these drunk ladies.
That's
Like,
so
I don't
funny.
care. It's just like, yeah, I work for the news, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a great show tomorrow, I bet. Like, and her friend was just like laughing her ass off. He's just like, you fucked up. And she's just like, fuck you. And almost fell over. It's just like,
Oh my god.
no, yeah, drunk women, you just talk
Yeah.
shit and they, just go away from here.
It's almost more
Not
fun.
trying to be.
As a former
You're drunk.
woman,
Get away.
it's like more fun for somebody to be mean to you.
Yeah, they
It's
like it.
Yeah,
They like it.
you're ready for it. As a drunk
Yeah.
girl, you're ready for it. You're like,
Because you've
"Bring
already
it
pushed
on."
yourself to that point where
Yeah.
you're like, I don't care today about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want
Yeah.
more. You want more pain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You
I
like
have
turn
this.
into a masochist. You're like,
Yeah.
say all the things that I'm
But
insecure about.
it's like a bad
But-
thing though. Like, well, because so many of the women I've interacted with to pick up, like, I've learned, like, oh, you just insult them. They
Oh,
like
the
that.
women insult you?
No, I insult.
Oh,
no.
you insult them.
I'm saying I've like, like when you pick up girls, like half the time they're drunk. So I've learned like, oh, you just insult them. So then when
Oh,
women
yeah,
are
they
sober,
love it.
they're like, maybe you don't like it so much. They're just like, that guy's a dick. So I've
Like,
had.
don't be mean. to
Yeah,
me.
you have to learn. Like, yeah, there's a fine line. Yeah, like if they're super wasted, that's one
Oh
thing.
yeah.
But yeah, that
You
took
can
me.
say all the
it
things
took me
I'm
a second
insecure
to
about
realize
when I'm
that.
drunk, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, well,
Yeah,
fuck you
exactly.
too. Like, who do you think you are? But if you say it when I'm sober, I'm like, I will
Yeah, I
fucking
hate.
come for you.
Yeah, I hate you. Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna be dead tomorrow.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a fine line.
Yeah. And you gotta do it very gracefully. Or,
Well, you have to do it. You have to have some charm.
well, you have to have some charm, but if you're, like,
Yeah.
boring about it, you're gonna, like, drunk girls won't even say anything to it. They'll just, like, follow a butterfly onto the next.
So,
I've done that before. I've been like, oh, this, like, I can't handle whatever's happening to me.
Yeah. Sure.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
It is funny. Well, I think the situation is funny just because, like, obviously, like, they've been locked up and just like getting drunk every day, and they finally got to do it in public, so they're like going ham as shit.
Yeah.
So, more of that needs to happen in this world.
Yeah.
I want more newscasters coming up to me and I make fun of them.
Yeah. Okay.
That should happen more often. But I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I feel like I've been to so many bars that they're just all the same thing over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
bars are kind of played out unless, like, you really make it a good time.
Yeah.
Like, you have to bring a crew.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
that's
it's
the
really
thing.
not-
You gotta be with people.
Like, even if you're just with one other person, you're just like, oh, man, this is kind of lame.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
You
really
suck.
join a
You're
crew.
not entertaining me.
Yeah. Although, I don't know. I went to a bar with Travis on New Year's.
Oh, I imagine that
This
was
is how I got this.
very entertaining.
Oh, we got kicked out. Yeah.
Wow.
In the nicest way ever.
Oh,
it was
they
so
were like,
funny.
Can you please
No, I mean, they weren't nice, but.
exit the building?
No, we were like already trashed before we got there and Ubered, you know. And just
Had
started.
he already had his baby by then?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he had been like pretty locked down.
Oh, it didn't seem
And he was
to
just
get
like, just
pregnant.
please let me go with Alex, just one,
Yeah.
just tonight type of thing. And
Yeah, you got to. Or you'll
yeah,
lose
he
your
was
fucking
like, he's
mind.
like, it's crazy. He's like,
It's not
I just,
stop.
yeah, exactly. And so I knew, I was like, oh, he's on a mission for sure to like have some fun.
To get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we go and like sometimes like these dive bars with an older crowd, they're a little looser, the older people.
Ew.
I feel like I can talk to them a little easier.
I always
And
feel like I
couples
can
too.
to
I'll
more
talk to
people
couples. I'll be
easier.
like, oh yeah, this is your fucking husband or boy. How's it going? Yeah, like it was an older
Yeah, you
crowd.
just like jump into the middle of people's
I'm
shit.
like the
I'll
younger
do
guy,
that for
and
sure.
I'll just jump in, and we were doing that because fucking vibing New Year's, right?
Got to.
Drunk as hell, no throwing up.
Uh huh.
Halfway home,
Okay.
page is still blown up.
All right.
Yeah, Anyway, anyway, no, like, but there are times where it's just like you and one other person, you can't have fun.
Yeah.
But we definitely had too much fun.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, like, started making fun of the people there.
Oh.
It's like, this fucking guy.
Oh my god.
Travis, like, told this old man, he's like, shut up, you fucking talk too much. And he walked away, and the old man looked at me, he's like, did you hear what he just said? And I'm like, maybe he did talk too much, I don't know.
Maybe
Like,
right,
put me in a weird
man.
spot.
Don't make me say I
And
don't
then-
agree with
yeah,
my friend,
yeah.
man.
Well,
You're
it
kind
gets,
of a buzzkill,
it gets to the
man.
point where people are like, you should control your friend. I'm like, I can't control what this fucking guy does. He's bigger than me. I'm huge, and he's fucking taller than me. I can't tell. I'm not gonna manhandle him. Do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Let him run free.
Yeah.
Let's see what
He
happens.
was.
Let's just see
And
what
there
he
was,
does.
It'll
Everybody,
be funny.
just watch.
Just
yeah.
laugh. He's not serious.
Calm down.
Chill out.
Everything's fine.
It was fine. Nothing happened. But
Speaking. Okay, go ahead.
well, the way they kicked us out is what's funny.
Okay.
Is he's like arguing with the bartender, and she's just like giving
Oh,
him
yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like, no more for you, you
And
crazy
the
asshole.
guy is like, so you've already ordered an Uber, right? Like this guy, like bouncer type guy. And I'm like, I don't know. He's the guy with the money. I didn't order no fucking Uber. He told me he'd pay for an Uber. And he's like, you need to show us your Uber ride. Right
Oh.
now. Yeah. So I like somehow got it out of him. I was like, order a fucking Uber, dude. Like, hitting on his
Give me your phone.
That's how they kicked us out. Is they were like, you need to show us your Uber ride home. And they were like watching us.
Oh. Like standing
Even when we
over
were
you.
waiting outside.
Okay.
We were waiting outside smoking there still. Like,
Like,
they,
we
didn't
don't
want,
want any trouble from you.
they didn't want us to get in a car and kill somebody
Oh, yeah.
and be
yeah.
liable.
For
Or,
sure.
And also, that would. They were being responsible and
Yeah.
nice, honestly.
That's
But
right.
that shit was hilarious, dude. Yeah.
Okay, so I went out with a friend of mine, and it wasn't like a specific day or anything, but speaking of brokers getting drunk,
Oh, God.
so I went out with
I bet you get
one
some
of-
real characters.
one of my best friends from Midland. We've been best friends forever.
Oh, cool.
And his name is Steven, and he's like very into like
Video games.
no, close, but no, not that type. He used to be like a strip club manager. He's like
Dude,
very
always wanted to do
he's
that.
very sleazy, very into like
Sells
scantily
mattresses.
clad women. He's
All right, I
he's
like
into
Steven.
yeah, he's into a stripper type girl. Like that's his ideal girlfriend is a stripper girlfriend, which is great. I love it. I love it for him. It's perfect for him. We went out one night and he's like, "Let's go to Coyote Ugly on 6th Street," which is like
Yeah.
the corniest.
It sucks.
Like it's so corny.
That's where Randall
It's
wants to
so-
go.
Yeah, it's
That's
so,
how bad it is.
It's like it's very low class.
Yeah.
Scantily clad. So we're sitting at the bar.
And the security there are mean.
Yeah, we're there. We're in the bar. He's wanting to hit on all the girls that are there because he likes any girl that'll
Sure.
you know
That's
be
tight.
that for him. That's his
Yeah.
type. That's his type. He loves it. He's happy to be
Sure.
there.
It's a nice
Even
type
if
to
they
have.
don't give him any attention, he's
Yeah.
happy to be there. So we're drinking and we're talking and we're just having a great time. The guy next to us asks for a light and it just sets him off. He like starts digging in. He's like, "What do you do? What are you guys out for? What is going on?" Like he just
Oh,
wants
I thought-
to talk to
oh.
somebody. Like not sets him off. Like he gets mad.
I thought he
sets
was
him
like,
off,
what do you mean can you get a light?
No, not that.
Okay,
Not that
alright.
kind of sets him off. It sets him off like he's
Yeah,
intrigued.
making
he's
a
ready to go.
connection.
So he starts going.
Yeah.
I still have these videos on my phone. So this guy's like, "I'm actually a real estate broker for a company here in Austin," and I was like,
Okay.
"Oh shit!
Right.
Like I'm
Small
a real
world.
estate agent.
Yeah.
Who are you? Blah blah blah." He doesn't tell me who he is, so he's like immediately because he's very drunk, so he like doesn't tell me who he is.
Sure.
But we like start convincing him because we're not as drunk as him. We start convincing him to
Right.
do like more and more stuff. So he like ends up getting on the bar.
And this is at Coyote
and like
Ugly.
yes, and there's me and Steven and then this guy and his friend.
So
and there were
there's
the
the patio
only
here,
people.
and then you go in.
We're the
Right.
only people in the fucking bar. us
pets.
4 people and
Yeah,
these
it can
4
get slow.
waitresses.
Yeah.
And we're like having a great time. We start convincing this guy to do
Do
like
body
more and
shots.
more stuff. We're convincing him to do body
Yeah.
shots. We're convincing him to like tip the waitresses more. We're just like manipulating this guy to the fullest.
You're having fun.
Turns out he's like the broker of Sprout Realty,
No
like on
fucking
South
way.
Lamar. Yeah, I didn't know who he was for the longest time, and then I was like scrolling through something for some listing, and I saw his picture, and I was like, I know that fucking guy. I've got a really embarrassing video of that
Nice.
guy in
Hell
my phone,
yeah.
like licking a waitress's belly button.
Dude,
It was really intense.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's a good story to have in your
Yeah.
back pocket.
Hell yeah.
Especially if I ever meet him again, because I guarantee he was way too wasted. To
He won't
know who
remember.
he won't remember me, but I'll be like,
Yeah, he won't. Yeah.
I've got a video of you.
Yeah. And
it's-
don't drop that till later,
Yeah.
you know. Not right
No
away.
way.
Because then people think it's a gotcha thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
do it later, then it doesn't.
Yeah, you gotta get them.
Because then they're
to drop
static.
their
They
wall
think they're
first.
static. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
trying to get me? Like, but yeah,
You gotta get them to trust you first,
exactly.
and then
But you do have in your back pocket,
Hey.
just whatever you want to do with it, you have it.
By the way, I don't think he would care anyways. It's not like he's married
You would just be
or
like,
has
oh,
kids or.
you would just be like, oh, remember the first time we met, dude?
and
Like,
they'd be
you finally bring it
"What?"
up, people are like, what? When you came to interview? No, you don't remember? Yeah, you just make it cool.
Oh, it's so painful to
And then you
watch,
just
dude.
kind of let him know.
Because he's so drunk, and he's like falling all over this girl's belly, and then he like stands up on
That's
the bar.
hilarious.
It's like it's really awful, really
Wow.
awful. So I
Don't-
fucking got you, bro.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like, it's obviously not like the code at this age. Like back in the day, like your own friends would be fucking with you if you were too drunk.
Oh yeah,
Like anything was fine.
yeah.
You know, like they'd write they'd draw on your face with Sharpies and
I
fucking
woke up
do
one time
like,
with a glow stick like
borderline-
halfway up my ass, and I was like, I definitely didn't do that to myself.
that's awful.
I don't know how that got there. Not cool.
Yeah.
My friends
No,
definitely did that.
but like, it's funny because like, you kind of are still doing that to somebody.
Oh yeah,
You're
I
like,
still-
oh,
I
I
got
got you,
that.
dude.
I got that video.
I got
He's not
you,
my
bro.
friend, but
Yeah.
I fucking
No,
got him.
yeah, obviously, like I wouldn't like. What I guess what I'm saying is like, if like Rustin or you were like super drunk, I wouldn't start recording you.
Yeah, oh
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
You don't do that to
like
your close
you don't do that
friends.
to your friends.
You knock somebody else's
but you
phone
still
out of
do
their
it to people.
hand. Yeah.
You know,
I'll
like,
still do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, yeah. I just thought that's weird. Like when you're a kid, you did that to your friends, and then you're like, oh no, I'm gonna do this to people I actually want to fuck with.
Yeah, because you saw how
Yeah.
bad you hurt
Yeah,
your
exactly.
own friends, the
You're
people
like,
closest
okay,
to you.
maybe.
You devastated.
Maybe that's not very cool.
Maybe I should have
Yeah.
put a glow stick in my friend's butthole. That
Oh,
might be
God.
sexual assault.
It's definitely essay. Essay, no doubt. Yeah, I never did that. Okay, just for
Yeah.
the record.
I think that's a girl
So I don't
thing.
get canceled
That's
here.
definitely girls. Girls will like stick things.
Yeah. Is that what they do?
I mean, sometimes if it gets
Girls,
there, it
yeah,
gets
you
there.
know, girls will be girls. They'll stick things.
Put glow sticks in your butt.
Glow sticks
It's
up your
fine.
butt. That's common.
fine.
It's common. Nothing weird happened to you.
One guy.
There are plenty of other chicks, I'm sure, that would be like, yeah, fucking weird shit.
Yeah, I never did it to anybody else. That's a little
No.
too far, but I mean, like the crazier
would
friends
hope not.
definitely. Like I said,
I wouldn't judge you, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't judge you if you did.
Yeah. That's fine. Somebody took a shit on my porch one time.
Classic.
Yeah, and it's like we weren't having like we kind of knew each other. He was like not an enemy or anything. I had a bathroom. I had toilet paper. I don't know why it happened, but he definitely did take a shit on my porch.
That's pretty classic.
Yeah,
I had a friend that...
yeah. I feel like it happens to most people. You get a shit on your porch.
I had a friend that shit through the sunroof into a guy's car. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And it wasn't
I would
even
be
for like
so upset.
it like wasn't even for like a particular reason
Yeah,
other
just
than
'cause
he's
it
like,
was
I don't
open.
like that guy.
Yeah, just because the
He's like,
sunroof
this guy's
was
a
open.
douche, and he just
Take
took a shit.
in
Oh,
his car.
I was like, good, dude, 2 thumbs
Yeah.
up. This is funny as shit.
Might as well. As long as it's not
Oh.
my sunroof. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's in my bucket list for sure.
That same
Is to
friend.
get pissed off enough to shit in somebody's sunroof.
I think it's a little too late to get away with that. You're gonna go to
Yeah.
jail if you shit in somebody's sunroof.
Yeah,
now.
you're gonna see my mugshot.
It's not gonna be okay now.
And
It's
you and
going
Rustin will
for
be
it.
like, I knew something would happen. This guy was gonna do
I
something.
remember he
Yeah.
told me he was
Remember
gonna
you
shit
told me
somebody's roof.
that was one of his life's goal. And now he's lost his freedom.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely a kid, a student thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a grown adult. The judge is not gonna be like, oh, you're just a young
Be like,
whipper. You're like, you,
What did
sir.
Did you get off on shitting in
There's-
this guy's roof?
There's something very wrong with you, sir. Yeah.
Do you have a shitting kink, sir? You might.
It is funny,
I need to
like,
go to therapy.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny, like, being told, like, from one group, you're just like, oh, yeah, you're still just a kid. You're still young.
Yeah.
And then, like, reality, people are like, no, you're an adult.
You're
an
a
older,
grown
yeah,
person.
you're an older adult. You should, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what?
So you're hearing, like, yeah, you hear these mixed signals, and you're just like, whatever, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't even know or care anymore.
Yeah. Whatever this week.
Yeah. Right. Doesn't mean shit. I'm just gonna
I don't think my style.
eat and die.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not too worried about that.
I don't think my style ever updated to like adult style. So like still wear the
Oh, I
stuff
dress
that
like
I wore
shit,
like
dude.
10 years ago.
I dress horribly.
Yeah, and it's like
I don't care though. I like
this
it.
is what I wear. I've worn the same thing
Yeah,
forever. And they're like, you're dressing like you're a child. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I've always blamed it on money, but I don't really think that's the issue. You know, that's the thing about like when you actually start working is you can't
Yeah.
like blame it on that anymore. People are like,
You're like, I just don't fucking want to.
like maybe don't have a steak dinner every once in like you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend it on that though.
I don't want to go shopping. Like, give me a bag of
I
clothes
do.
for free.
I do hate shopping.
Yeah.
It's a chore.
It sucks.
Like if I could snap my fingers and be there,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the whole rigmarole, right?
I don't like shopping for clothes. I
It's
do like
small.
shopping for like things. For
Trying
the
shit
house.
on is annoying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very annoying.
God.
It's not fun.
It's a third world problem, big time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, yeah,
This
like
is so annoying.
all these.
I hate shopping for new clothes
God.
that are clean and
Yeah.
new and fresh.
Oh, I get to go to a private room. And
Fucking suck. We
I
get
don't.
to put
I don't
them
have to
on
pay
before-
money. Yeah, I don't have to. Yeah. Sucks. Someone just come to me and just make clothes. Just measure me out, and I just stand there, and
Sew
then
the
you make
clothes
me.
around my
So,
body.
yeah, dude. There's a thing though. We used to make our own clothes.
Yeah. Which that's kind of cool. I watched a lady
That would
make
be
lace.
crazy if you made your own fucking clothes.
Have you ever seen people make lace?
Isn't it like tedious as fuck?
It's fucking bananas.
Yeah, it's like a crazy weave.
Yeah, they've got like
That's like
100 little
silk.
wooden pieces that are like holding all
Yeah.
the
They're
thread,
like- yeah.
and then you like braid it in a certain way to make the silk. It fucking takes hours to do.
There's a reason it's
Hours.
expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like real lace.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right? Like fabric. That's something you don't even think about.
Yeah.
Like how accessible it is.
Have you ever seen like a real seed of cotton and how it has that like
Yeah.
puffball on it and like mess
Of
with
course.
it? It's real weird.
Yeah, my grandmother grew up
You can
picking
eat
cotton.
that. You can eat that. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know
You
that.
did fine.
I'm from the plains, okay? I know all these things.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, my grandparents still have farmland with cotton.
And they plant cotton every year or what?
Yep.
That's cool.
still make money off of it
Yeah.
by not doing shit.
Yeah.
So the crop is good. You have a good season.
Yeah, I guess that's the greatest thing you could probably do is
They had a
be
good season
farmer and-
last year. Apparently, it was good cotton season. Because believe it or not, America grows a lot of fucking cotton.
Yeah.
Like we're the main exporter.
Yeah,
Like,
we
you always
export
hear
to
about it,
China, and
yeah.
then they make it into shit
Right.
and then they send it back, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, just because you always hear about like slavery times that cotton was a big cash crop, and it's like it's still around. It's not in the South
Yeah.
anymore, but it's in the plains and some parts of the West Coast.
I
And
still,
yeah,
I mean,
we still fucking like Ohio and shit. They have
yeah.
cotton
Every
farms.
Thanksgiving, whenever we drive home, I always see cotton fields
Yeah.
freaking full, white as
Yep.
snow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's crazy.
yeah, dude, agriculture. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah, that's a crazy.
It's feast or famine, big
Yeah.
time. But
It's very
you're in
interesting.
real estate.
Yeah.
You're in a feast or famine place. Well, not really.
No, it's mostly
really.
been
It's
feast
pretty-
for a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty
I don't want to jinx myself.
lucrative. No, I don't
Yeah.
think you're. I just know, like, even if there's there's crisis, like you can still benefit
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
That's what's so fucking
Just
crazy.
really sad, honestly.
I wish
It's really.
that I was selling subprime mortgages
Yeah.
in 2005. That would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Be making a killing.
I mean, mortgages now are doing really good because the interest rates are so low. Everybody wants some,
Yeah.
but they still make the same amount. Most mortgage companies make 1% of your sale price, no matter what. So even if your
Yeah.
mortgage rate is really low, they're still making 1% of the sale price. So and they're selling more now. It's like, because the interest rates are so low, it's so much easier for certain people to qualify. Because when an interest rate drops like a whole point, you open up to a whole new like subcategory of buyers that are able to purchase now, that suddenly qualify because their monthly
Yeah.
debt to income ratio is going to match up to the price of homes in the area.
Do you
If that
think?
makes any sense.
Do you think part of that is just collections becoming easier? Like, even if.
I don't think collections
The
has
mortgage.
anything to do with it at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're not worried about that shit at all right now.
Well, they just pass your debt to somebody and sell your debt. If
Yeah.
you default on
Yeah,
your mortgage,
most-
right?
Well, even before that happened.
Like, this is all
mortgage
language. I have no
companies-
idea anything about this world.
Mortgage
So-
companies basically write a policy the same way an insurance company does. So they write up all of the details for it, they sell it to you, they close on the house, and then whenever you pay your first mortgage payment, they package all that shit up and they sell it to a bigger bank like Chase Bank or Rocket Mortgage or this company
Okay.
or that company. And then they buy the mortgage for the same terms that you already have it, so nothing changes for the buyer, but they purchase it for the long run. They're in it for the 30 years or 15 years or whatever. So they don't, if you go back on it, they don't really give a shit because the rate of increase for real estate prices is so much that they'll take it from you, they'll go through the 6-month process of
Yeah.
foreclosure, they'll take the property from you and then resell it and they'll still be making a
Right.
shit
It'll
ton of
probably
money.
be worth more.
It'll be fine for
Yeah.
them. So they don't give a shit. They're not counting on anybody backing out of their loan right
Right.
now. Because interest rates
That's
are
not even a
literally the
factor.
lowest they've
Yeah.
ever been ever. So they're like, yeah, this is fine.
Crazy.
But how they qualify somebody for a loan is basically they verify that you can pay this much down, X amount
Right.
down, whether it be 3% down or whether it be 20% down. They make sure that you have that
Sure.
money in your bank account, and then they make sure that your income can match what the mortgage payment would
Right.
be. Like there's
Kind of
a
like
certain-
buying a car.
Yeah, there's a certain ratio
Yeah.
that they're looking for there that makes it perfect for them. But if your interest rate is really low, then your mortgage payment is going to be significantly lower, which would make a lot more people qualified for a basic
Right.
mortgage. which has created like a significant increase in the interest in people who are looking for a mortgage because they qualify. So there's a
Right.
shit ton of people in the buyer's market,
Buyer's market, yeah.
as well as 2 years ago, there was like a really significant fire in Oregon that burnt down a lot of lumber yards that made lumber really expensive. So builders that are building new homes have to pay like twice as much for a 4x4 than they used to. So that has
Right.
significantly increased the price for a new
So
home.
just timber alone can,
Right, which
fuck
has
with
jumped
the
the
market.
prices.
oh,
And as well as
Interesting.
the demand has gone up because more people qualify. So a shit
Yeah,
ton
yeah,
of people
yeah,
in the
floods- it floods
are in
it.
the market. There's not enough wood to supply the demand,
wow.
much less enough carpenters to fucking build the houses, as well as coupled with this like older generation, because every year there's a generation of people who move into nursing homes and sell their
Right.
primary homes.
And
They
it's,
didn't really want to do
the
that. in
elderly are
2020.
becoming a bigger and bigger population because they're
Right.
not dying.
They're not dying, but
sticking
they
around.
also don't want to go to nursing homes during
No.
COVID because that's a death sentence for them. So they're staying home
Right.
a little bit longer. So they're extending that. So those houses
Interesting.
aren't up for sale.
Right.
So there's less houses on the market, less houses being built, and twice as many buyers in the market. As well as in Austin specifically, because all of the tech companies are focusing their efforts here, there's a shit ton of buyers who are
Oh, yeah.
relocating that have a shit ton of money, and
Right.
even they can't get into houses.
That's what I've heard.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been insane. It's really
It's-
difficult to navigate right now.
I could imagine. And just like juggling the different people that you're trying to sell to, right? Because
Yeah.
you get more buyers, right?
I get more buyers
Yeah.
than I do sellers. Yep.
That's what's up. Where you think that's is there one that's more preferable, or is that just who you're targeting?
I mean, sellers
or
would definitely be more preferable.
you
in
want
this
sellers
market.
more? Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
I'll go through. I know exactly the process. I'll take the pictures. I'll stage the
Right.
house. I'll get all the repairs done and
You
list
stand-
it, and
you
it'll be
stand a good
sold
commission.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buyers, it's like we're gonna plan to write at
Right.
least minimum of 10 offers before we get something accepted, because we're
Right.
going up against
And you
investors that
and
have
you,
millions
you
of
probably get a
dollars
lot of
and-
tire kickers too.
I don't.
No, yeah, you can spot
I
them,
can
spot them pretty
I
quick.
can spot a tire kicker so
Yeah.
fast, and literally, I'm like, no, fuck off.
Yeah,
And I'm
you're
already
just done.
paranoid
That's good.
because of the like whole getting pictures of dicks all the time kind of thing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if you don't sign my shit, like if you don't agree to be my client, you can fuck off. Like I'm not dealing with
course.
anybody who's not willing.
Yeah, if
to
you're not
give me
doing
a
some
commitment.
paperwork with
Yeah.
me, then
Yeah.
that's good.
So back on that, I heard I've been having sleeping problems. I'm out. Okay, we installed a whole new security system. I'm like
Right.
legitimately paranoid about this fucking guy that's like
Yeah.
sending me pictures of his dick. So I like had last night at like 5:30, I heard an alarm very clearly go off. It was not Preston's. It was not mine. It was not my little sister's. It was.
Weird.
I don't know whose it was at 5:30. We always wake up at 6, so I'm like, who the
Right.
fuck is setting an alarm for 5:30? I'm genuinely paranoid. I'm so paranoid lately. Extra paranoid.
Maybe.
Were they outside my window? How did I hear it? How did I wake up and hear it go off 6 times before somebody hit it?
Are you sure it just wasn't in your dream?
No, because I was awake.
You're
and I
wide
looked
awake?
at my phone. I looked at my phone.
Okay.
I thought it was my alarm. I was like, no way is it time. I looked at my phone. I like searched across the bed. I looked at Rustin's phone. Wasn't his phone. I was like, what the fuck
I
is
just know
happening
that
here?
dreams can make me paranoid.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause sometimes I like think
And
they're
I'm
real.
already paranoid.
I think
Maybe
they're
it
real
wasn't
for a
real.
second, and then I'm like, oh, whoops! Like that actually, none of that happened.
Well, I would think it. Whatever happened, I woke up. Whether the alarm sounded before I woke up or after, or like during the process of waking up. Whatever
Yeah.
happened, I woke up. I like went and checked on all the kids.
Weird, dude.
I'm legitimately having issues about this one particular dick pic.
I'm not laughing at you. Yeah, just dropping that is so funny because it's like, bro,
There's
the suffering that this thing has caused isn't worth it. It's
your
just a
dick
weird
has
ass,
caused
yeah.
so much
Without doing
pain.
anything but being presented, has ruined my peace of mind is bad.
What if it's just
God.
a guy and he's like, maybe
What if
she'll
he got
like-
the wrong number?
Maybe she'll like my dick, and then it's like, you fucked me up for 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, I couldn't sleep because of your dick. How awful would it be?
I mean, you know what? If somebody did that to me, I would be disturbed too. Just as a straight white dude, just all of a sudden someone sends me a picture of their dick, I would be worried. I'd be like,
It wasn't just one
who
that
is?
I tell you
I like
about.
who is coming after me right now? This is weird. This is not good. Like, I would be terrified too. Don't, you know, I at least have a little more meat on my bones.
Yeah.
You know, most people aren't going to approach me, but if someone just out of nowhere just whoop,
It was probably
and I would be like, bro, I gotta move. Like, who knows what's about to happen right now? So
Well,
you're
I told you what
perfectly
happened,
justified.
right? Though I like woke up
I
at 2 a.m.
misremember.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
initial thing that really
I
set
know
me
it's like a
off
crazy ass story.
was I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning and I couldn't sleep. I was having problems sleeping. The girl, Rory, had like come down in our bed and like made herself comfortable and she's like kicking me in the ribs and shit. So I like woke up at 2 a.m. I was like, all right,
Sure.
fuck it, I'm up.
Yeah, here we go.
So I like went into the living room to like play video games until I was like tired again.
Sure.
And immediately, whenever I turned on the lights, is when I got that FaceTime call. It was the FaceTime call from a random
That's
number.
right. Yeah.
And I didn't answer it because I was like, there's no way this is not a dick. Because I had been getting, you know, pretty
Right.
routinely pictures and videos of somebody masturbating or
On
that,
your
or that
through
guy,
text message?
yeah. Or that guy that called me and was like masturbating while he was talking to me. He was like, oh, I'm so excited. Like, wow. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, but
So it's like,
I guess
it's
the
been
stories are so horrible I'd forget them. I'm like, oh my god. Jesus
just bury
Christ.
those.
Yeah.
Those aren't real.
No, I knew like
So there's
that
been
weird shit was going on,
happening.
but I thought it was like
Yeah.
over with.
No. Shit had been happening, and then this one particular thing, and then he called a couple of times in a row, right after I had turned on the lights in the
Called the
house. So I was
police,
like,
right?
this fucking person is watching the lights. No, I didn't call the police. What am I gonna say?
Yeah.
Somebody called me.
Well,
I don't
you
have any
report it, you
evidence
put
or
it on
anything.
file.
That's why I got the security system, because I'm like, I've got to catch somebody doing something
Yeah.
weird before I do this. And so that had happened, called me multiple times, like 5 times within a 5-minute period
Mm-hmm.
after I had just turned on the lights. So it was like super creepy. I was like, for sure I'm going to see a dick if I answer this. So I didn't answer it, left it alone. And then I had I like went and looked at the number and then pressed
Mm-hmm.
text, and then you can see any past texts. And I had sent them a text like, hey, this is Megan Hicks with Magnolia. Let me give you a call back in
Right,
the morning. blah,
that's
blah.
right, I
So
remember
like
that
somebody
part.
from a year ago
Yeah.
had been still watching me.
That's
Which is what freaked
stalking
me out.
behavior.
Which is what freaked
Yeah.
me out the most. Is like, this is a long-term thing that's been happening. So there's that.
Yeah. But
And then last night I heard
but
the
then-
alarm thing,
yeah.
which like freaked me the fuck out. I already have the cameras everywhere, which didn't.
do you have motion censored lights?
No,
That's what you need.
but all of our
Outside
neighbors
of your
do. So I'm
house.
like, I feel like I don't need them, but
Well, I
maybe I
mean-
do.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I think you've met the Roberts, but yeah, like one of my close like friends growing up, like family friends, his dad was a cop, and he always said like motion censored lights are one of the best things you can get for home invasion, like
Okay.
for security. You know, back in the '90s when there wasn't the tech there is
Yeah.
now, but he was just like, yeah, motion censored lights will scare the fuck out of people.
Yeah,
Keeps most
because
people out of your
everybody can
house.
see you now.
Yeah. And you don't, they're not on, so you're like sneaking, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're better than just having lights on all the time, and they save electricity. You don't need them.
But I
running
feel
all night.
like that's cool for like a robber who's like walking through the neighborhood and like trying to find a house to break into. If it's some guy who's been set on me for a fucking year, that's not
Yeah,
gonna deter
you're
him.
right. Well, yeah, I guess I'm not thinking about.
And I don't think it's necessarily like
The
he
security.
likes me or he
Wants
I
to
just
murder
think he
you.
like and I don't think he wants to murder me. I don't think it's anything like that. I think he just like really enjoys making me uncomfortable.
That's so sick.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's so fucked up. Oh, I forgot to tell you about this
God.
one last time. Okay, so
What
I
is
remember
wrong
this
with
later.
people?
There was this guy. He was a shorter, older black man that I went and showed a couple houses to. And
Okay.
we like went across a bunch of neighborhoods all day. And then by the end of it, I was like, he's not, like, I can usually tell, like, he's not exhibiting the behaviors that I see from a buyer who's actually interested and excited about moving to Austin. Like, he's giving me a weird vibe.
Huh.
I don't understand it. So by the end of it, the sun's going down. We're in this new development in East Austin. And I'm like, okay, like, we're done for the day. What do you think? Like, I'm trying to get ideas. I'm
Right.
trying to figure out what's going on. And he's like, well, I guess I'm done for the day, but, like, where would, like, singles go in the neighborhood? Which is a weird thing
That's
to
not a,
ask your
yeah.
realtor. If you ask your friend that, I totally understand.
Sure.
But, like, your realtor who's been super, ultra professional with you all day, that's a weird thing to ask me. I wasn't thrown off by it. I was like, okay, I kind
Right,
of
maybe
understand.
he's just kinda weird.
Yeah, maybe you're just kind of weird. You don't get it. But he was like, "Where's a good place to meet like Christian singles?" I was like, "Okay, I don't." First of all,
Have a
I
good
don't-
day, sir.
Yeah. First of all, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go to church.
The church.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anything
And
else?
I was like,
yeah.
you know, I don't
Anything
really
else
know.
can
I
do
haven't
with?
been on the scene in a while. And he was like, well, where is some place you would go? And that, like, threw me off a lot. And I was like, I don't go out. You know what? Call me tomorrow. We'll figure
Yeah,
something out.
right.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
done.
wrap
Like,
it up.
whatever this is, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into any weird situation. And later that night, I get a text from a random number. And it was just, like, a video of a guy, like, jerking off. And I was like, I definitely know that was you, bro. Like,
Of a black
it,
guy, Jack?
no. It wasn't like him. It was definitely a professionally filmed
Ugh.
video. It was like very high
It's like sending you
quality.
porn.
It was like very good lighting for the genitalia. Everything was like perfect. I was like, this is definitely like a piece of a porn that was sent to me. I like showed Rustin, which he was really upset about because I showed his dick. I was like, if I gotta see it, you gotta see it. We're married. Like, you gotta.
Right, yeah, fuck
We've
it.
got to figure this out together. And then, not like probably 2 days later, I got the same thing again. And
Same
I'm-
video.
The same video. The same exact video.
That's
from a
weird.
different number again. And so I'm like, I'm very confrontational. I'll fucking call you and be like, did you
Sure.
just send me a
Yeah.
dick video? Like, what is this? What's happening? But I didn't this time. And I was just like, hey, like I texted that guy because I was like, immediately, I was like,
You're like, it has to be this guy.
it has to be this guy, but I'm going to play it cool. And I'm going to be like, did you like
Right.
this house? And then he never texted back. And I was like, oh, I know it's you. I know it's you.
Probably.
Yeah, it was definitely that guy. He never contacted me again after
I
that.
think intuition is pretty reliable when it
Yeah.
comes to like
Oh, yeah.
survival mode. You're like this. You put it together pretty quick.
You were giving me weird vibes
You
already.
put it together. Yeah, you're like, I don't have proof, but I fucking know. Okay,
Yeah.
I can't prove it's true, but I fucking know it is.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you could be dead wrong, but
Yeah.
it's better to be dead wrong than to be fucking dead.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you could be wrong about somebody, but at least you protected yourself.
Exactly. Most all of my clients, I will like do a white pages reverse phone lookup on all of their phone numbers.
Yeah.
I'll like check their emails to make sure they weren't just made. I'll
Yeah,
do the whole
3 days ago.
spiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, man. What a problem to have.
I know, it's
I
crazy.
don't even know.
I kind of
I
feel
can't
like
even
I-
like relate.
I
at
feel
all.
like I
It's just,
manifested
like,
this on myself because
so
I
crazy for
wanted
me.
my life to be so complex for so long that I'm like, maybe I did this to myself.
You
Because
wanted
I
your
love-
life.
I
You wanted your
love a
life to be
drama.
complex.
I love a drama
Oh, you like that.
or like a
You like
backstory.
chaos.
I love chaos.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
tight. You do seem like
I know.
You
Which
thrive
I'm
in
like,
it. You thrive in
Oh,
chaos.
fuck, I did this to myself. This is the reason why I can't sleep.
because I've manifested it. in my
I'm
own
such the fucking opposite.
life. Really?
I want it as simple as possible.
Do you like
Simple as
get
fuck.
stressed out with chaos, or what happens?
No, I don't get stressed out about it.
Well, what happens?
Well, I
Let's
just
say there's a crazy shit that's happening outside right now,
Yeah.
and two people are shooting each other. What would you do? Would you like go hide in your room,
Uh,
or would you be like, I gotta see what the fuck's
I'd
going
watch
on?
them.
Yeah,
I'd go out there and like go prone, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
It depends on situation.
Yeah, so I mean, chaos is always enjoyable,
Sure.
whether or not it's like
Well,
in your life.
that's somebody
or
else's
not.
chaos. I like that.
That's outside chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's in my own life, I'm just avoidant. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
So I guess, yeah, you could say, I guess maybe I do run into my room. I run away from it because it's threatening and scary.
Well, honestly, I mean,
That's why I'm so
So do
walled
I.
off.
so do I. I'm like, I know
That's
I made
right.
this happen, but it's really scary, and
That's
I can't
right.
deal with it.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be really
dude.
quick.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Okay.
Good idea. I need to do the same. Want just bottled water?
Just any water's fine.
Really, bro, anything is chill.
Yeah, my sister was like, "Did you taste this water out of the fridge?" And I was like, "Yeah, it tastes fine." She was like, "It tastes like dirt." And I was like, "Hey, it
Shouldn't
tastes."
you know about Midland water?
I was like, "It tastes good." Yeah.
Dude, West Texas
She's from
water was
Lamesa.
trash,
I'm like,
bro.
"There's no way you had good water
No
there."
way.
And she was like, "No, this water tastes like dirt and fish." And I was like, "No fucking way." And then I swear to
Go
God,
off, I guess.
we got a new refrigerator and I forgot to put the filter in for the water. So I guess it really was just tap water. But I was like drinking it like crazy. Like, this water is
Dude.
great. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell
I-
at all.
I had tap
Didn't
water
make a difference
at
to me.
work today, and I was like, "Oh, this is fine."
Yeah.
Why have I been buying
right?
bottles of water to pour into my water bottle?
So expensive.
Well, wasteful, but kind of sucks because it's like there's just so much waste. But it's like the super rich that are really
I know.
wasting it all.
I know.
Like my carbon
I
footprint
know.
compared to them is nothing.
They like throw away their
So that's-
clothes every season and shit.
Yep, and drive private jets
Yeah.
and
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then I gotta fucking save my water bottle every time I use it.
first world
That's
problems.
so yeah. I gotta reuse my water
Get-
bottle.
I'm getting reusable bottles and dick pics. What do I do here? This world,
Getting dick pics sent to
this world
my
isn't
phone in HD.
Yeah. that some Chinese kid made for me. Woe is me.
Some Chinese kid
Yeah,
made for
got a
me.
child made for me in another country.
Fuck this. This
Fuck
sucks.
this world, dude. Yeah.
So stupid.
Isn't it great?
I know.
Life is
It's
too much
like
great.
really fun to like dive deep into what pisses you off and then immediately be like, oh, people have
Oh,
it
it's
so
all
much
meaningless?
worse.
Yeah, how
I'm
meaningless
such
it
a
is.
piece of shit for even complaining
Yeah.
at all.
Oh, are you like that?
Yeah.
I think
I
everyone
go
is to a
really
degree,
hard
but
at
yeah.
the self-deprecation. Really hard.
But I think the perspective goes both ways because you're like, you get into the nitty gritty, but then you're like, on the opposite end, like, in defense of myself, you didn't know any, you know, like,
Yeah.
that's your reality.
I know. Sometimes
Doesn't
I
mean
feel
you
like,
can't complain about it.
Yeah, sometimes
Or it's
I,
not perfect. It's never, no matter where you are, it's never perfect, so.
Yeah, it's never gonna
Yeah.
be
For
perfect.
anyone.
But even
Well,
then,
not even close to it, but
even then, I feel like
even
I
then,
complain
we have
too much.
toilets.
Yeah,
How amazing is that?
like I'm not gonna get a disease because I gotta touch shit every day or something. You know, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just a big baby. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm just a big baby. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm fine, but I'm a baby.
Well, I think we talked about this before, but like, my theory is there's no such thing as adults in this world.
Right. Because we all
We're
feel
all,
like we're
we are. We're all just fucking broken kids
I really do.
that are
feel
just
like,
like, now I'm here. Now I have this responsibility. Like, I'm a slave to myself. I'm a
Yeah.
god for myself. Like,
yeah,
and you're never
yeah,
that adult figure you think you're supposed to be.
yeah,
You're just striving for it.
yeah.
But even the people that they look like it all got figured out. Like always, there's always some shit going on
Yeah.
that's like
Oh
childish.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like,
They're like, my sister-in-law was mean to me at
Yeah.
dinner. Like, oh, shut the fuck up.
yeah,
You have millions of
cry me a
dollars.
river, yeah.
Shut up, you idiot.
But
Yeah, my car doesn't work right all the time. Okay, you live in $1 million house, you fucking
it
idiot.
is, dude. You're so right. Like, I never get in the car and think it's not gonna start.
Yeah,
Like, even that is incredible.
that's amazing.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you really like break it down, and that's what, like you're saying, it makes
It's
it hard to
oh,
complain.
my car tells me when
Yeah.
it needs gas.
Oh, cool.
And we could just go to the gas
Yeah.
station and buy gas.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
No big deal.
That really is fucking crazy, though.
Yeah. The future is pretty cool. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like, I know things aren't perfect, but like compared,
I'm down for whatever. Whatever happens. Robots taking over the universe. I don't
let them
give a
take
shit.
over. I'm tired of it.
Let's figure something out.
I wanna
Whatever's
merge-
gonna
I wanna
happen,
merge
I'm gonna
with
figure
them.
something out. We'll find something.
Yeah.
I'm down. For
I'm not
whatever.
worried about.
That's my life motto. I'm down for whatever.
I'm down for whatever.
Whatever happens.
I
It'll be
like.
fine.
I love that for you.
It'll be alright. Hopefully. It might not be alright. Who cares? I might be a slave to robots. At least somebody's got a plan for me. I don't gotta figure out my own plan. That's nice.
Yeah, I feel like if the robot was actually successful, it would know more so how to make you happy than to punish
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's gotta know better,
You know what I mean?
right? Yeah.
It would know like what you require. Yeah,
It'll know that all I need to hear is like words of affirmation
exactly.
once every
Good
3
enough.
days.
You're strong
You're
enough.
doing great.
And damn it, people like you.
It said I'm doing great. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thanks, dude. An all-knowing computer told me that.
It
Yeah.
knows
It's not just some
everything.
Joe Schmo. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty much a celebrity if the computer
Yes.
tells me I'm doing great, right?
The all-knowing.
That's so stupid. But for real though.
Are you somebody? I'm somebody that cannot take compliments. I fucking hate that shit. I have a hard time with just.
Oh yeah,
I have a hard time with just being like,
reacting to the compliment.
yeah, reacting.
But
Yeah, I take it,
hearing
but then I'm like-
oh, I eat it up like candy.
Oh,
I
nice.
love it. I need. So I. Take,
I usually
like, the
just
test.
say, I'm like, thank you,
Oh.
and that's pretty much as far as it goes.
I'll like orgasm and then say thank you.
That's good. That's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like except being able to take compliments is good
Yeah.
because I know plenty of people that just cannot at all.
Do you know what your love language is?
Love
Of
language.
the 5 love languages?
No,
You-
but I know my
okay.
horoscope.
Okay, next time you have to, before we meet next time, you gotta know what your love language is.
Okay.
You take like a quiz, you like figure out what's most important to you. Some people it's like there's 5 of them. There's physical touch, there's words of affirmation, there's acts of service, there's oh fuck, I forgot the other 2. There's 2 other that are also really
Right.
important. But I have like a triple way tie with like words of affirmation, acts of service, and oh, there's gifts. So like it's like measuring how you receive love. Whenever somebody so like if somebody says, "Hey, you're doing a great job. Like I really like what you're doing." Some people are like, "Ooh, like fuck off. Don't tell me that." And
I would love that. I'd be like, oh,
yeah.
cool, thank you.
Yeah, some people
I
really
thought I was.
love getting told that they're doing
Sure.
good. But some people love, rather than getting told, they love getting a gift. It says, "Hey, I was thinking about you." Or,
Right.
okay.
And for me, that'd
Okay,
be
there's-
too much. I'd be like, oh, why'd
Yeah.
you do that?
Yeah, don't give me a gift.
Don't buy shit.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
it's definitely weird.
Okay.
We're on the same page as far as that. Okay, so there's gifts, there's acts of service, there's words of affirmation, there's quality time. So like somebody being
Yeah,
like,
attention
"You're doing a
is
great
nice.
job. We're
Yeah.
gonna
Let's-
one-on-one for a while."
Yeah.
And then there's I'll think of it. There's a 5th one, but I have like a 3-way tie of words of affirmation, quality time, and then acts of service, which are like the worst 3 that she'll live because they're like the hardest to achieve.
That's,
like,
yeah, that
imagine
is
if
true.
I've got to get you a gift, or no, I've got to spend time with you, and I've got to tell you you're doing great, and I've got to
Have acts.
yeah. I've got to do something. I've got to clean your car out in the meantime.
Right.
Like, holy shit. That's a lot of work. Just for you to feel
Dude.
like I like you. That's a lot of shit.
Acts of service are very powerful, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of people will, like, think you're phony for doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the person.
Well, I think
Because
that-
there's some busybodies that'll do shit for you, and it doesn't mean shit.
right.
But when it's someone that, like, never does shit,
Mhm.
all of a sudden does do something for you, it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, wow, you actually meant that.
Yeah. If it's somebody that like picks up food for you, and you didn't like ask them to, but you were hungry and you wanted
Yeah.
it, that's like a thing for some people. Or like if you make a meal for somebody
Yeah.
and and acts of service is their love language, they're like, oh yeah, like I feel love because you put in this work.
Right. There's a product, there's a finished,
Yeah.
physical,
Yeah.
tangible thing. Yeah. Okay, so where do you take this quiz?
I think it's just the five love languages quiz.
Okay.
I think it's like not even that long, but
Just
it's like
send me-
pretty.
send me the
it's-
link
It's supposed
that
to
you
be
used.
okay. It's supposed to be pretty scientific, but I think it's only like 30 questions, so it's like how scientific can it
exactly.
be? But it is like a whole thing. So it's like supposed to teach other people how you receive love, not how you give love, though.
Ah, okay.
So that's a thing too. So like if you give love, if you show people you love them by acts of service and like cleaning their house or like doing something like that, they might not necessarily receive it the way that you intended it to be received.
Right.
Because they receive love by quality time. They wanted you to just sit down and stare at them while they talked or something like that, you know.
Yeah, because even like, yeah, if it's not like a romantic sense, like attention can kind of like piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just get my space.
Mhm.
Like, it's annoying me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, even though you're just showing like you're interested in how I'm doing, how I'm feeling,
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, just
Like, I need
get the
some
fuck
space.
away. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, the context is very important
Mhm.
as to like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like receiving love, like in general, outside of like the romantic sense, just like in general, like somebody, you know, then I guess it would change kind of the rules a little bit.
It's kind of weird because receiving love in the romantic sense, you're kind of open to all of them.
Right.
Because you're like,
Because
I
you like
like
them.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you willing to give me? And is that good enough for what I want to take? Kind of
Right.
thing. So it's definitely different in the romantic sense. But if like gifts is your love language, and you can like project that into the world, then even your acquaintances can be
Yeah,
like,
it's a good tool
hey, I
to
was
have.
thinking of you. I got you
Right,
this thing.
because you can tell your
And
friends
you
like
feel
this
really
is
good.
the way. Yeah,
Mhm.
I receive. Yeah,
I mean, obviously you don't want to do that because it's like weird and corny.
that would be very weird.
Yeah. Like, hey guys,
I'm gonna
just
do
so
that.
you know,
My
my love language
Yeah.
is quality
Hi.
time.
My pronouns are he him.
And
My language of love. My sign is Capricorn.
there you go.
My love language is gifts
Yeah.
and attention. Yeah.
Love gifts.
And they're like, okay, this guy sucks.
Be like, you can fuck the
Fuck off.
fuck off right
Yeah.
now. Immediately.
I think I would do that just to troll somebody.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with a stranger.
Are you really a Capricorn though?
I am a Capricorn.
I thought I heard
I
that.
recently
It's
got
like
my
January
birth chart done.
5th? You got your birth chart done?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because one of the girls at the office was like,
What's your moon sign then? Do you
moon
know?
is, what the fuck is, I have it. I actually have it.
I met a girl in a bar
Yes.
in Portland a week and a half ago, and she read my whole birth chart to me. It
Nice.
was the most insane thing ever. She was like, "You're definitely having mommy issues on this chart," and I was like, "Okay, fuck off! Like you're too deep in my psyche already." I did have a couple of drinks.
Moon is Virgo.
Yep. Okay.
Mercury. It has like all of them.
Ascending is your Aries.
I don't even know what any
That's
shit
supposed to
means.
be. I don't know what it means either, but that's definitely supposed to be a thing.
Sweet.
Okay, so my sign.
But I still haven't
is-
read it, the whole thing. I've just read Sun and Moon.
I mean, it's hard to go all the way through it. That's a fucking lot that's going on.
It's a
there.
good chart.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know what a bad chart would be, but I imagine that'd be a good chart.
No, I mean like how much depth there is. I don't mean like
yeah.
my chart. I mean like that they put all this shit. So like you have to put like you put
You put
where
your
you're
time
born,
of birth.
time of birth, day you're born. And I guess it has pronoun. I don't know. I didn't
Okay.
fill it out. But yeah, I mean it's interesting. We do our horoscopes every day at the office, and they're honestly just funny. They don't really
Yeah.
mean anything.
It's kind of like if you're like
It's
in a
just fun to talk
situation
about.
where you're like, I don't know where to go from here. It's like, well, I could just
Why
read
not
my
listen?
horoscope
Yeah, why
and
not
then,
listen to this bullshit?
like pick a yes or no from that or whatever.
Yeah, because sometimes I read and I'm just like, fuck that. That's not what's going on today.
Yeah, sometimes it's
So
like,
in a way,
you're gonna have a really
in a way,
hard
it does
day
control
today.
you. Even if when it's wrong, you're like,
Yeah.
even if it's wrong, it's controlling you. You're like,
Yeah.
no, that's not what's happening.
They're like,
You
you
know?
need to look inwards today. It's like,
Yeah.
I fucking have time to look inwards today.
Oh, and it always makes you sound like such a little bitch too. It's like, you need to watch your money. And he's like, take care of yourself. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I know what I'm doing. You stupid horoscope.
No, I'm always like, okay, I won't spend money today. All right. Okay. Challenge accepted. That's what it is.
I definitely
is a
had-
challenge that's accepted
Yeah.
by me.
I
'Cause
guess
I'm so
yeah,
competitive.
I guess that's the way you should look at it. I like that. Yeah. Wait. What is your sign?
A Taurus.
Taurus.
I have a Sun Taurus, and then I have a Moon Capricorn with a Cancer rising.
So wait, Taurus. You were born in like August.
May.
Okay,
May
that was
3rd.
pretty off.
Yeah.
Huh.
So my sign
Is that
supposedly
is that a water sign? Is that
it's an earth sign.
oh,
It's
you're
a-
earth sign like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm very stubborn.
No, you?
Yeah, right?
You're the most flexible
I'm
person
so
I know.
fluid. Like water.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
another
I'm
trait
like
of
a
mine too.
homebody, supposedly.
I mean, are you?
Not
You're like,
Kinda.
not really. No, I wouldn't say that.
I like my house.
Yeah,
That's it.
you like
Yeah.
running to your room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your cave.
Yeah.
So
I am a
you
little bit stubborn.
you
though.
did well. I don't know. There are some people that will not accept that they're stubborn,
Yeah.
and that's like
That
true.
makes you
That's
most stubborn.
true stubbornness. So the fact that I can recognize, like, yeah, maybe sometimes I'm too stubborn, is like, well, then maybe you're not that stubborn.
It feels like
'Cause
every time
most
somebody thinks
people-
I'm being stubborn, I'm like, no, you're the one stubborn because you're
Yeah,
not
you're
willing
challenging.
to admit
You're
that
challenging
I'm right.
me. Yeah, you're challenging me right now.
I'm
I
right,
don't like that,
obviously, and you're
Oh,
not right. So now I look like I'm stubborn,
I got-
but I'm right.
Dude, I got in an argument with my roommates about domino rules. Because they're like, no, you didn't say that. I'm like, yes, I did. You know, like a kid. I'm like, yeah, yes, I did. And they're like, we didn't hear it. And I'm like, oh, what you heard wrong? Like, I could have just been like, you know, obviously, if you're
whatever.
cooler heads, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, my bad. Maybe you didn't. That took me like a while to get to. I was just like, well, I guess, yeah, you're both retarded. And like, just arguing with them, my own roommates. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I ruined Domino Night already. It just felt like such a dick later. I was just like, I made it up. I was
I'm
like,
gonna lose
I
Dominoes,
finally,
goddammit.
well, he like, oh man, yeah. He made an impression that like heated me up. I was like, bro, we're not trying to have a domestic dispute in here. We're not trying to call the police. You were like, yeah, you said, this is dog rules, this is how they really do it. And I was like, bro, fuck you. I got so mad. But eventually I was like, okay, maybe I didn't explain it right. I was like, because they weren't budging. They weren't backing down, and I wasn't backing down. Because he could have said, no, maybe you did say that, my bad. But he didn't want doing it. So I just kept going back and forth.
No, I definitely
I was
fucking
like,
did.
you're gonna, yeah. He's like, oh, so both of us didn't hear you, huh? I'm like, fuck you. That's because you're both retarded. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You both didn't hear me.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
He was trying to fucking,
My stomach hurts.
he was trying to make it a vote. I'm like, it's not a vote. I'm telling you what I
We
said.
all voted against you.
Yeah. Okay. Making me the third wheel right now. I don't hear your girlfriend saying shit. You said it. She's too scared to say anything to me right now.
She's like, I don't want any piece of this.
Yeah,
Whatever. You two crazy fuckers have him at the
Oh.
Domino's.
Well, I've never seen Kay get all crunk with me like that. I'm like, what?
He's like, you're not about to
Challenge
challenge
me right now?
Domino's, you fuck.
Yeah. Oh no. They're like, they both are like, we would have played here if we would have known. I'm like, okay, you didn't play there. Fuck. Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
That's amazing.
When someone else gets stubborn, I'm like
Yeah.
doubling down. Like, I'm about to die in this hill, even if I look like an idiot.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather look like an idiot and laugh later.
Yeah, yeah. I've learned a little bit of like digression as I've grown older, just to be like,
Well,
I don't know, I
I
can't.
think-
Sometimes I just can't separate myself
Well-
from the situation. I'm like, if
Also,
I'm
I was-
going
I
down,
was-
we're
yeah.
all going down.
Well, also, I was displacing anger I had about other shit that they do. You know what I mean? So then it's just like, oh, y'all put me through all this shit and you're giving me shit right now?
You
know
didn't
what I
rinse
mean?
your cup out last Wednesday. You're gonna
Well,
fucking tell me the rules
wait.
on Domino's?
Yeah. I just drove for fucking an hour and 30 minutes for your weed and you're arguing with me? That's how I felt. I'm like, and you didn't pay shit?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like, you ain't saying shit, bro. You better back down. And say, oh, you did say that. You did. My bad. That's all I want to hear. If they would have said that, it would have been over. But no.
Yeah, you know what, Alex? You're right. You're right.
Yeah. But it's funny.
You're right.
It's
You
funny,
did
like.
you did drive for the weed. You're right. You're right. About the Domino's.
But the domino rule. We both know you didn't see it.
Did you end up being wrong? Were you wrong? You
No,
were wrong.
no, it wasn't wrong.
You were right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
That speaks for
that's the only time you get the juice.
I think
is
that's why I
like, you're
chilled
like,
out. Because we looked up, I was like, just YouTube, just standard Domino's. Because I was like, I was mixing up spinner with train with Domino's. And I was like, oh, see, look. See, you can play like I was telling y'all. But they didn't believe I told them that, so whatever.
Russ and I.
It's one of the things where if you had a camera in your eye, you'd be like, I have the footage
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
That's what drives
We
when
did
you
it,
know
we said it,
when you
it was
know
right.
you're right and you're being just no.
Oh yeah. I
When
get
that's
the
all you
most
hear is
power.
no you didn't, yes I did, no you like that's the worst. It's just
Yeah.
contradiction. Argument is one thing. But just straight contradiction. It feels like you're being gaslighted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
I am not crazy. I know what I saw. And then somebody's just like, no. Like, that
No, that's not
is
it.
the worst.
Yeah.
Like, someone have a different perspective. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, your story's different than mine. That's different.
That's like all of Rustin and I's relationship fights are like.
Just straight contradiction.
We have a
They're
contradiction.
the worst.
I said this.
They're the
And
worst.
he's like, no, you definitely said this. And I'm like, no, I 100% said this.
Yeah,
And then
those are tough. Yeah. No, because you could get it, like, also, you could, like, truly believe they said that.
Yeah, and that's what
So
happens.
you're just
That's
stuck.
what happens is I
You're
100%
just-
said this,
Stuck in that bitch.
and he 100% heard this.
Well, I guess, yeah.
They're
The
hardest. They're
practice
hardest
is
ones.
if we're both 100% right, then why are we talking about it? But you can't just drop shit, right? It's too hard.
I can't.
You can?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
I
I was
can-
like, tell me your secret. 'Cause
I can.
it takes
drop
me.
It for
Everyone
a cou-
can,
for a
but it
couple of
takes a
hours. I
while.
can
Oh, you
drop
bring it
for-
back up.
But then I say, hey, you know you're wrong, right? Like, when we're-
That sounds about right.
you know you fucked up, right? Okay, cool. Oh, you didn't? Okay, well,
Oh.
come back to me whenever you
Oh,
got your head in the right space.
I thought you were saying, like, he already said I was wrong and then you bring it up later.
Oh,
Because
no.
that would be jacked up.
No, because
Okay.
we can fight and fight. I usually have to be the one to drop it before he drops it, because he'll keep going. As long as I'm giving him fuel, he'll keep going. But if I just zip it, he'll keep going, and
Yeah.
then it'll die out, and then we'll both die out, and then a couple hours later, I'll be like, all right, now that you're calm down, you know that I was 100% correct, right?
That's funny.
And then sometimes he's like, yeah, I know. And then sometimes he's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
First of all.
That sounds about right.
And then you gotta give it some more time. And then you just come back to it later and be like, hey, again. You know I was right, right?
That's funny.
I think I have more strategy whenever it comes to fights. He definitely has more passion and enthusiasm when it comes to fights, but I
Oh,
definitely
well,
have the strategy.
listen.
I'm not gonna get into a fight
Hey,
unless I
man.
know I'm right.
I'm just willing to admit that women have the master strategy
Yeah.
when it comes to the mental games.
Yeah, I think we
So
definitely
your
have
strategy
some kind
is
of upper
is just
hand.
got to be is just to knock it down.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it. It's over. Just knock it down.
Yeah.
That's your best play.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what coach says when they throw a Hail Mary. That means the game is over.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on defense, you just gotta knock it down.
Okay.
Don't let them score the touchdown. Just let them have the throw.
Okay.
You know, because women always got it more figured out. They got
Exactly.
6 steps in front of me.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yep.
oh, if they say this, I'm gonna say this. They already have you.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
Already.
exactly. I'll say this, and then that'll make them say this shit. Yeah,
Yep.
and guys, like, the way I put, like, the male brain is, like, it's checkers, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're just looking at the piece in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is getting over that one piece,
Mm-hmm.
which can make life easy. But then, you know, if you're playing a real player, like, you're not going to see the fucking board.
Yeah.
You're just seeing the one thing to jump over. You're just one piece.
Yeah.
So
I've got all
that's
the
why
pieces ready to go.
that's why
I'm
you
ready
just
to
keep
go.
it simple. You keep it simple, and that balances the game.
In evolution,
know what I mean?
they said that I read something that was like talking about how women's brains are more complex than men's, and it's like from the dawn of time, women had to. I don't know if this is true either. It's probably a bunch of,
Yeah.
This is probably a bunch of bullshit.
Bunch of gobbledygook. but-
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it anyway.
They said that women had to memorize where all the non-poisonous berry bushes were to feed their family before
Right.
farming was a thing and
Right,
you
hunting,
planted.
gathering.
You had to just
Yeah, before-
gather. You
before
couldn't farm.
agriculture.
Yeah. So you had to memorize where all these things were. So women like started this memory thing from the get go. So we have like a more intense memory, supposedly.
I mean, I'm sure there's a spectrum
Yeah.
that everybody falls in, and like, yeah, I would definitely say women for the most part. Tasking brain shit, right? I just don't know, like, well, I know, like, I don't know about the berries thing. I never heard that before,
Yeah.
but it makes sense.
Yeah. We had to
I
memorize
guess.
what colors, what consistency, maybe. I'm just ad-libbing
I feel
I'm
like-
adding some more shit.
Well, I feel like, here's what I think.
like
is
that,
I
it
think,
makes sense, right?
I think women had to get really good at arguing and mind games,
Yeah.
or men would kill them
Yeah.
and get away with it.
That definitely makes more sense.
Like,
yeah.
that's what I think.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of just a society thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the role you're
And
given.
that's honestly the
and
role
this guy will
amongst
kill
other
you.
species too. The
exactly.
smaller species has to learn how to manipulate the larger species, and women are naturally smaller.
Beauty
so,
and the Beast, man.
Yeah.
They gotta
Gotta
be good
figure out
at. They
what
gotta
to
be good
do.
at taming beasts.
I'm not opposed to it.
Not no.
Yeah.
Damn.
Could be.
Oh,
nice.
speaking of like, yeah. Speaking of women being better at the mind games, have you ever talked your way out of like a speeding ticket or anything with a cop?
Oh yeah.
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 How did that go down?
I
You
mean,
just acted stupid, or-
sometimes it works, but sometimes I don't know. So I think that I have, me specifically, I have a weird like inner monologue that won't let me quote unquote lie. So I have to like figure out a way to be truthful but
Just to
still
bend it enough.
manipulative.
Yeah.
But I think if I would let myself lie, I would definitely have gotten out of a lot more. But one time I told a guy that it was my birthday. And I was like, it's my birthday, I'm trying to get home to like see my mom and dad. And it like definitely wasn't my birthday. It didn't fucking show my birthday on my ID.
Right, yeah.
You have my ID. I don't know why I thought that was a good lie. But, and then he like let me go. And I was like, alright. He was like, you need to slow down. Definitely.
Right.
I was like, yeah, for sure. I'm so sorry. And
When
then-
maybe he's just thinking, I don't need to drag this lady to jail.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even
was a
need to
cute
do the
little girl
ticket.
at the
Just
time.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Go about your merry
One
way.
time, I stole other people's lies, which I felt like was okay. I just couldn't make up my own lie. You know. What
I
mean?
know what you mean.
So
I know
heard of
exactly
one
what you
girl-
fucking mean. Yeah.
Yeah, she had like a diesel truck that like was really hard to push down on the gas for,
Okay.
and she traded in her diesel truck for like this cute little like new Camaro, one of the new ones at the time. It was
Sure.
and she said it was much easier to push the gas pedal, so she would find herself speeding a lot because the pressure was different. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm gonna use
She's
that.
right, though.
I'm gonna use that. And so I told the
Yeah.
cop that one time, and he was like, oh yeah,
That
I
would
totally
make a lot
get
of
that.
sense.
I totally get
Yeah.
that.
I'd
like-
believe you.
And then he was like giving me tips on like how to not push so much. I was like, oh yeah, that makes so
Well,
much
that's
sense.
good because really they're there
And
for
then I took
public
it back.
safety. They're
Yeah.
not there to lock
Yeah.
everybody up. Yeah.
So I got out of
That's
it one
a
time
great
because I
one.
stole her story.
Ooh,
I've
I'm
done
gonna
a
use
lot.
that,
Yeah.
officer.
You're
I'm
like-
not used to driving.
I'm used to driving a diesel truck. It's
You're
hard
like,
to
shut
like
the
push down on
fuck
the
up,
pedal.
dude. Just hit me over the head.
Shut up, dude.
Shut up, you fucking asshole. You're fucking. You're an old man now.
Yep.
That's funny. Cause yeah, a girl at the office wanted me to ask you that because she like lied and said like her baby couldn't breathe to get out.
Oh
of
my
the ticket.
God.
Yeah.
That's
she's
so
she's
intense.
hilarious. Yeah. And she just like laughed about it. She's
Holy
like, yeah, because I told them my daughter couldn't breathe. you are
Holy
you are hood as shit,
You were
bro.
dancing a fine
and she's just
line
like, like laughs about it. Yeah, she prides herself on like being good at stealing
Okay.
and lying. Like,
Okay.
but dude, those people are valuable because
Honestly,
I can go
though,
to her and be like,
yes.
how the fuck? What do I do right now?
If you
Because I gotta get out of this with a little white lie.
Mm-hmm.
How that's a good person to go to.
But honestly, if you're still getting a thrill out of like stealing small things and like doing like that, then good for you to find
know.
that fucking spark.
That's
in
you.
life.
That's
Nothing-
you de vivre.
Yeah, nothing gives me that spark anymore. So
Yeah.
yes,
It
if
is.
that gives you that
Yeah, she
feeling,
talks about it
you should
gleefully.
Steal
She's like,
for
"Yes."
the rest of your life.
Yeah.
like
Winona, Winona Ryder.
yeah,
Wasn't she a fucking
yeah.
thief?
She like stole all.
Yeah.
all
You're a
the
Hollywood
time.
movie star.
She was a
You
kleptomaniac.
still need that.
Constant,
You still need to steal shit.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
good for you.
Good for you. Yeah. That is.
It's so
That is
rare
one of
to
those
find
things
that thing
I
that
will-
gives you fire.
I have acted out and stolen things before.
Yeah, I still think when I was a teenager, but it doesn't
Yeah.
give me any spark now.
No, I'm just paranoid now.
Yeah.
I'm like the cameras, the government.
I don't even feel like
yeah.
that anymore. I'm like, I know I could get away with it if I wanted
Oh,
to. It's
yeah.
just not even worth the effort.
That's so depressing.
It's very,
Making
it's
me sad.
really depressing.
God. Yeah, but I'm with you with the whole having a spark is rare.
Yeah.
Because really you're just kind of toiling,
Yeah.
right? You're going through the snow, you're just
After
going
like
through the
26,
shit.
27, you lose
Yeah.
your spark. Anything that gives you that spark back, you should do that forever. Do it always. If it's running over
You
cats,
make me
run
laugh
over
because you
cats
really
every day.
do. About that age, you just like lose it. You're like, yeah.
You really do. It's so
It's
sad.
like, and it
It's
comes
really
at you quick.
depressing.
It's like out of nowhere. You're like, wait, I don't enjoy anything anymore?
Yeah,
Or the
no.
way I enjoyed is not as fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Life is a big disappointment and only gets worse?
It's not going to
This
get any
sucks.
better.
Yeah.
from here.
This is as good as it gets, but no. Yeah, man, like,
Yeah, if stealing
I
gives you a
think
spark,
I
will
think that's your
gladly
thing.
support
Is you should
stealing
yeah.
content.
You have to find your shit that still is just like
I honestly think
Makes
that's
you
why
feel
so many
alive,
people
you
like
know?
are like really love to hunt animals because it's
it
like
is.
it
It
gives
is
you
a
that.
thrill.
Fuck it, do it, kill everything. I don't
Dude,
give a shit.
dude, first time I shot a deer,
Life
I
is
was
so
fucking
depressing.
shaking. I
Kill
was like,
everything.
this is fucking nuts. Like the
Yeah.
adrenaline. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really high. That's why like there's activities you can do that
I lie to people constantly. To strangers?
How many times have you lied to me?
I lie. No, to strangers?
Yeah, I hear you.
Constant. You'll probably never get the truth out of me if I don't know you.
Good.
On the plane.
That's the way it should be.
This last time I was on the plane, I freaking told the guy I was on the plane with that I was a nurse.
I believe that.
Yeah. I was just like, he was like, what do you do for a living? I was like, I'm a nurse.
Oh, dude.
Just lie.
So we
I
need
love it.
we need to
It's the
plan
only
we
thing.
need to plan a robbery together.
Okay,
You'll play a certain part.
I'll do it.
Russ will
I'll
play
be
a
the
part.
liar.
Yeah.
Rustin will be the
liar.
talker.
Yeah. The distracting guy.
Yeah.
And I'll just be in the background watching shit.
Mhm.
Alright. I'm the creepy guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's what makes crime interesting in general. Like there's so many people that just like they love it.
Yeah. Probably because
They
it gives
just
them that spur.
they just want to act out. They want shit to like go crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of sitting in my house with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just gonna go out on the street and do some shit
Yeah.
because
I get it.
there's nothing else to do.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
I do
people
that.
play Grand Theft Auto and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get to be that guy. It just doesn't give a fuck. That's why people like gangster movies. People like irrational shit.
I wish I had more time to get like more calculated with my irrational shit.
With your what?
I think that would make me so happy to like fuck with people, but like more in a more elaborate way.
Like Sacha Baron Cohen way.
I don't know, like more of like I don't know. I guess I don't really have an example. It's
Do you just want to like pull hijinks on people?
like secret ones though, not like ones out in the open. Like I do like lying to people, but I don't like acting in front of people.
Oh, okay. So you like
It's kinda
trolling.
different.
You like trolling people.
I like trolling people, and then I like confusing people. I think.
Right on.
Yeah.
I like doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep people guessing. That's what
Yeah.
you like.
If I have like sometimes if I have a lot of free time, I'll like play a song in the car, and then I'll like sing words to a different song, but I'll roll the window down a little bit so people can hear the song. And they're like, she's definitely not singing the words to that song. Like, what is happening? Like, it's a common song. Like, I'll put on, like, Journey or something where everybody knows the words. And then I'll sing
Right.
the lyrics to a different song. And then I'll be, like, looking outside my eye. I'll be like, confusion is...
That's funny.
It's
You
the
think
full
people
way.
notice that?
No.
Are you just being
Probably
a,
don't notice
are you just
it.
being a narcissist? You're like fantasizing people,
Everybody's
Yeah.
looking at me.
or are you just having a fantasy where people are paying attention to everything you do?
I think that gives me happiness a lot. Like fantasizing.
Sure.
That I'm confusing a lot of people. I don't think I confuse people as much as I think I do.
Well, yeah, it's the thought. It's literally
It's
the thought that
that
counts.
counts.
Yeah. The irrational thought that isn't true at all.
Mhm.
But I like it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I've noticed, like, goddamn, people don't like be paying too much attention on what you're up to.
Yeah.
They're
You're
pretty in
right.
their own world. Like, pretty much everyone's universe is
Just
just
the
right
same
here.
thing. Like, cause I'm not
Yeah.
thinking of most people and like what they're up to.
No,
It's like, yeah, that's most people.
it's not relevant directly. No,
Yeah.
I'm probably just ignoring their
Mhm.
experience more than anything. It's not helpful.
Which that's really sad too. It's like everybody's experience is being ignored by
Well,
everybody.
yeah. But
You're the only one paying attention to your own experience.
Yeah. Well, don't you live and die alone,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, supposedly.
That's the expression. I don't really know what it means. I've just always heard that, and I'm like, that's sad. I don't know what you mean by that, but I mean, I guess you're born alone and die alone, but I don't know if you live and die alone. It's a dumb expression.
Yeah.
Let's cancel that and let's normalize fucking with people and
Yeah.
believing you're fucking with them.
Yeah, like,
Normalize that shit.
leave people alone that are being out there being crazy. Have you ever seen that lady that, like, goes around with her plastic in Austin? And she's always at a bus stop and she has her shopping cart full of, like, plastic shit.
I've seen a couple of those ladies.
I think that she's so excited to fuck with people. I like went up to her
There's a
in
good
the
chance.
middle of June and was like, Rustin, we can't go to the park until I figure out what this lady needs. Like, she was sitting in the bus stop. She was like sitting slouched over in the sun.
Was she like on Westgate?
Yeah, on Westgate. She's like baking in the sun. I swear to God, I could see the blisters forming on her body, and I was like, "This bitch needs some sunscreen. Like, she needs something,
No,
or
that'll
a
give her
glass
cancer.
of water." So I like pulled over. I was like, "Rustin, I can't. Like, I'm not gonna have a good day unless I ask this lady, like, if she needs help." So I like went up
Yeah,
to her.
sure.
I went to tap her on the shoulder, and I could fucking feel the heat coming off of her body because she was baking in the sun. So I like shook her awake, and I was like,
It's like
"Hey,
she fell asleep at Schlitterbahn.
yeah, yeah," and I was like, "Hey, do you need some water?" And this bitch said to me, she said, "I've been waiting on a Diet Coke for 20 minutes." Like I was a waitress.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, "Well,
was she
fuck."
hallucinating?
I don't know. I don't know what her deal was. I've seen her multiple times since then. She's just
Do you ever
as
see her-
crazy with the
do you-
same shopping cart.
Do you see her
same
talk to
people.
herself?
I think.
Does she
honestly,
wear a lot of layering
She
of
has
clothing?
white hair. She has white hair.
Oh,
She has
she's.
this crazy white frizzy hair.
Oh my god! I think she stays at the corner store I go to every day.
Yeah, she might be there. It definitely is her.
And
She
she's
stays
kind
in
of
this
like
area.
she's almost mystical
Yeah,
in a way that's like you felt like you just saw like a witch or something.
yeah, yeah.
Not in like a like evil way.
Yeah. Like
But-
a crazy.
Yeah, a
bitch.
crazy
Yeah.
person.
And she
'Cause,
has that. She
dude,
has a basket full
yeah,
of plastic.
yeah, I know.
It's like saran
And she
wrap,
acts
it's
like she has a
aluminum
home too.
plastic.
Well, she's
I don't know what
friends.
the fuck is
She's
going on
friends with the
there.
dude. There's another dude. Getting to know the homeless in Austin.
Yeah.
You got to get to know them because you're gonna see them.
Yeah. Especially
So it's
ones
best
like
to
that.
just be
It's like,
nice to
you
them.
gotta know what
You
she's
just
up to.
smile, hi. Because there's a couple of guys. There's another. Have you seen the short guy with dreadlocks that walks with containers all the time? He walks with a bucket.
Nah, I haven't seen that one.
It's sad. Well, I mean, he seems happy sometimes, but like, he'll like go to the corner stop and like sit on his bucket, and he'll just be like,
Just like
It's cool.
chatting with himself.
he's talk. The
Okay.
voices in his head. He's
Yeah.
hallucinating.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like it's funny stories. He's like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
And sometimes he's like, oh, no. Oh, about that. Like he's like freaking
Yeah.
out. And it's like this poor man. Like, can you imagine going through that? And like people
For
treat
real.
them. People
It's
in the past
terrifying.
used to treat them like if you were like in like I don't know, like Lord of the Rings world or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or like let's just say medieval times. You
Yeah,
would
you'd
be
be
like,
like, "There's
oh,
the
they're
magi."
like, there's the
Yeah.
magical person, and you treat them with respect, and you
Yeah.
like, oh, they see things we don't see, and
He's gonna tell you
they-
some
yeah.
shit that you didn't know about
right,
yourself.
and then you're like, what? Okay, so like they used to have this place of more,
Yeah.
they fit in more, and now people are terrified of them when they're the least likely people to hurt you.
Yeah.
Like they're less likely than a normal person to commit any
Right.
violence.
So
They're not dangerous. I
I've
mean,
said
they're
this
not
a lot.
dangerous at all.
I think that they're the
They're-
most susceptible to whatever energy that you're putting off
Yeah,
as a person.
you just have to be nice.
If you're
Hi.
putting off
Yeah.
bad energy,
Yeah.
they're the
They're like
first
animals,
people
dude.
that are gonna pick it up
Yeah, they will.
and they're gonna fuck
They
you
will.
up for it.
They will.
I remember being
I learned that at the state hospital. I got to know those
I
people,
imagine
and
you
I'm
probably
like,
learned that for
I
sure.
learned how you
That's probably a
give off a
super
good vibe.
spiritual experience. Just
It was
like
very humbling.
understanding yourself and
Yeah.
like separating yourself from other people and like making
Because
sure
they
that
would
you're not
tell you
getting
shit
off
that
bad
you didn't know
energy.
about
Yeah.
yourself, and you'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck.
They pick up on different
How did you know that?
things. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's like, bro, you got me. How the hell did you know that? You just met me.
Yeah, I believe you 100% for that. For sure. There was one time at
That's what makes the homeless thing so tough. Is like,
yeah.
what are we gonna do about this shit?
I think they're fine. I don't understand
Yeah.
why people are so upset. I'm like, let them camp there. It's fine.
Yeah, I
don't
right.
give a shit.
I just don't know if that's actually good for them, but
I don't know what's
we
good
should
for
allow
them,
people to do
but I'm
what's
like,
not good for them. I'm doing
Yeah.
things that aren't good for me, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the best solution is, but like being mean to them and being like, you need to get the fuck out of here, and like forcing them to constantly move positions just because you don't want to see them
Yep.
constantly is like fucked up.
You have to kind of let them fit in,
Yeah.
and then they won't do crazy
you know
shit.
that bus station under Ben White, where the bus station is now, across the street
At
from
radio
that Target.
and
Yeah, across
Oh,
the
wait,
street
wait,
from
wait.
that Target.
I passed by that.
That new bus station, that's where they used to camp, and they
Yeah.
fucking pushed them out of that
Yeah.
and made a bus station, and we're like, well, now they're on Manchac and Ben White, and they're all up in
Yeah.
the traffic. Yeah, because y'all fucking pushed them in the traffic. They were perfectly happy, safely underneath the overpass. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I feel like a lot of very wealthy people created this problem and were like, you need to fix it. It's like,
Yeah, get the peasants out.
yeah, we don't want
Yeah.
to see them. Like, you
Yeah.
fucking did this. You
You
did
don't want
this.
you don't want to see reality,
Yeah.
the consequences
They're-
of the system we
They're
live in.
only staying because they're closest to the one
To
soup
resources.
kitchen in Austin
Yeah.
that is open 24 or 7
Yeah.
days a week. That's why. Like, you don't want them to eat. You want them to stay 5 miles away, so they gotta travel 5 miles every day just to get their fucking food. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings, and a lot of
Yeah.
it is because I don't understand how.
Fucked
They
up
could
the
make it
world
work.
is.
Yeah.
They can't make it work.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a good job enough.
Mhm.
I mean,
They're trying really hard. They put them in that hotel, that like refurbished hotel that they made a homeless station. But then they were like, "We're gonna move them and we're gonna put them here. You guys can bring resources, blah blah," blah. And nobody brought anything
yeah,
because
They
they were
don't have
like,
shit.
"Fuck them.
yeah. They're
They
gonna
should get
they're
a
gonna
job."
yeah. Well, some people don't fit in at a job.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
what drives me crazy is like everybody says, "Oh, peace among men, free," you know. Let's all be together, but it's like, no, there are certain people that are excluded, no matter what your vision of society is.
Yeah,
There's people that are like, oh, except for you though. Like, oh, all men are created equal. It's like, oh, except for people like this. Like, there's always an exception, no matter like
yeah,
if you're left wing, if you're right wing, there's or centrist, whatever. Like, there's always someone excluded
yeah.
in your vision, and that's what just like proves that it's not totally correct.
And it never will be
And it
because
never
even
will be.
me, I'm
Yeah.
like super inclusive,
We're just gonna
but
flip
there's
and
still
flop.
one type
Yeah.
of person that I'm like, no, fuck you. You don't have a place with the
Right,
rest
you
of
don't
the
get to
world.
join.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have this.
Yeah, no matter how open-minded you could ever
Yeah,
be,
exactly.
and be like, yeah, all people are equal. Like, no, you're actually not as good as
Yeah,
us.
you're not.
There's always somebody outside, so that's what's kind of scary about the homeless shit. It's just like, yeah, nobody wants to.
There's always going to be an
Yeah.
outcast in every social
You're doomed.
situation.
You're doomed forever.
If there's, I bet you could look at every social situation where there's more than 5 people. There's always going to be one person that's like a little bit on the outside.
Sure.
No matter what, it could be like
Yeah.
5 billionaires in a room together. One of them's going to be like
The
not
outcast.
part of the group
Yeah,
or something.
that's
you
so
know?
true. Yeah, when you make the numbers smaller like that, it totally makes sense.
It's gotta be.
I don't know. You just glad you're not in that group. You're just like, oh, thank God for now.
I'm literally always. I feel like I'm always in that group.
Well, I
That-
mean, being
like-
homeless. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not in that group, thank God.
Never in the homeless.
No, the social
Probably not.
awkwardness group.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. If it's me and,
There's-
and 5 other people, I'm most likely gonna be the person that doesn't quite fit in. And I think I'm cool with that. I think getting older, I'm like, okay, at least I know that about myself.
Yeah.
And maybe I can use that to my advantage in some situations.
I think speaking to that point, like, standing out is good.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all the time.
Well, I guess if you're, yeah.
No, I mean, in
I guess
most,
it can
I'm
always
saying
be
in most
perceived as
circumstances
that.
when you're like thinking, oh, I stand out, so maybe, I'm not in this group. Right? Like, that is a good thing, because then I'm in the wrong fucking group.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, if anything, you get an indication of, like, the room you're in.
If you can get a
And
quicker indication,
right,
you
like
don't
if
have
you
to
know,
waste your time
like, am
trying
I
to be
standing
better.
out in a good way? Then like, all right, I need to,
Yeah,
ride
you,
this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But if you
That's
stand
good
out in a
to
bad
look
way,
at
you're
it.
like, oh shit, like recourse, like, I don't know.
That's a really.
I just
good way
can't
to look
stand.
at it.
Like, the worst place in the world to be is not knowing where you stand with people, and you're just
Yeah.
like can't get a read, and you're just like,
Yeah.
which leads me to like do something to instigate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
you
mean?
like want to
Like,
poke and prod on
all right,
and figure
yeah, I'm gonna
out.
find a way to
Yeah.
like do something to get their attention.
Yeah.
Then I'll know where I stand. Right?
Yeah. Let me talk about dead kittens and see if you laugh or not.
Dead kittens.
Which is like most extremes.
Well, I think you know me well enough by now that I was laughing about
You already
sexual
laughed.
assault earlier.
You already laughed. Dead kittens.
Dead kittens.
That's really fucked up though.
Wait, so what happened? Tell me your story.
Oh, I don't have a story about dead
Oh,
kittens.
you
I was
mean
just
the-
giving an example of like something extreme that
It's
I would
like-
talk about and try to see if
okay.
you laugh. I don't really have.
I thought you
I
had a
don't have
cool
a
dead
dead
kitten story. I was like, fuck yeah, let's hear it.
Cool dead kittens.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a cool dead cat story.
Okay. Well, I mean, I already talked about cat taxidermy. So.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then they're a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I remember
Okay,
that.
I want to hear your dead cat story.
So my buddy Ian,
Mm-hmm.
he had a fucking crossbow,
Oh,
and he got it when he was like 12, right?
This doesn't sound like it's gonna be a funny story.
It's a funny dead cat story.
Worth traumatizing for
He,
me.
yeah, he,
Yeah, it's definitely
You'll love it.
traumatize you.
he lived out like just south of Green Tree,
Okay.
and it was still like
Oh,
in
yeah,
the early.
crazy rednecks. Are
No,
rising
no.
up.
I'm just saying, like, in the 90s, like, it was still kind of like there wasn't like big neighborhoods
Right.
totally, so there was
Right.
still like coyotes and shit out there. Not coyotes, but
Mm-hmm.
foxes and shit. And apparently, there's like a bunch of stray cats for some reason. And
Okay.
like my buddy Ian, he's like, I fucking hate cats. He's like a weird guy, and he had a
Yeah,
crossbow.
Ian sounds like maybe he needs to go to therapy.
And he did. He got fixed. Don't worry.
Okay.
He's very.
He went to therapy.
Yeah. He's a husband and a good father. He did. He did
Good
go
for
to
you,
therapy.
Ian.
But
Good
back
job.
in the day, he did some weird shit. And I was like, I like this guy. He does whatever he wants. And then it was this cat. And he was just like aiming at the tree and waiting on it. And the cat like goes by the tree and jumps. And he shoots it with a crossbow. He goes through the cat and into the tree and sticks the cat on the tree. And it's like,
Oh,
and it dies on the fucking tree.
that's
And
really.
he was
fucked
like,
up.
dude, that was badass. What the fuck did you just do? What did you do? He's like, I've been trying to kill that fucking cat. I'm like, why are you trying to kill the cat?
He's totally separated
Oh,
from the.
yeah. Like he's John
like,
Wayne
"God
Gacy.
damn it, I
Yeah,
got
he's like, I got it. I'm like, holy shit.
Dude, I
And I
saw a
didn't-
cat get ran over one time, and it fucked me up for a
Oh,
week.
dude.
It's
It was
really
very
sad.
disturbing.
Yeah. Okay, so growing up, I had this really fucked up friend, and there's a rumor that he like killed somebody not that long ago, and they can't pin it on him because it was like
That's
he
awesome.
randomly killed this guy that he didn't even know, supposedly. But when we were teenagers, he had a sugar glider. Do you know what they are? They're like those squirrels that are really sweet and cute, but they're like domesticated. They're like a domesticated chipmunk squirrel.
Chinchilla type thing.
Right. And they're called a sugar glider.
Okay.
He was playing with a sugar glider and like stressing it out, so he would like play with it for girls to like impress girls and like make it do tricks and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Well, he was like stressing out his sugar glider so much that it bit him,
And
and
he broke its neck.
he took the sugar glider while it was still alive outside, shoved it on a stick, and set it on fire in front of all of us. It was the most traumatizing thing to this day that I
That's
think I've
awful.
ever been a part of. And I honestly think he's
Well,
a sociopath now.
yeah.
He's got some really fucked up
Psychopaths often will
Yeah,
they'll feign sympathy for small animals to make people believe that they have, that they, what's the word?
That they care about things.
That they have empathy
Yeah.
for humans, but really they just use small animals as a tool
Yeah.
to look like they can like relate to you. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's some crazy shit to also kill it in front of you.
Yeah. In front of
He
like a lot
definitely
of
killed
people.
somebody then.
Yeah, I really do think that he might have.
Like apparently, like Jeffrey Dahmer, like used to kill
Yeah.
small animals and do rituals with their bones.
Yep.
And he said in an interview,
Let me
like
show you this guy.
he like threw
You might know
he
him,
threw
so
the
don't say
dead
his name.
bones in the air. He said it was like ecstasy. It's like, bro, that is weird. Your brain is
Okay,
fucked.
let me show you this guy.
So Hobbs guy.
No, he was Odessa. I don't know if it's gonna say his name. He changed his like.
Dude, Odessa got some OGs.
Yeah.
Odessa got some scary people.
Yeah. So his brother, I don't know what fucking happened with their family, but his brother later ended up killing a goat with some of his friends.
To make some curry.
No, just to have the
Satan?
experience of killing a
Slaughtering
goat.
an animal.
Yeah. Okay. Don't say his name, but this is his.
This sounds like a guy I want to hang out with.
Oh, you'll probably. I mean, he'll have plenty of shit to say. He's definitely an interesting character. I can't get a good picture of him because he hasn't posted one in a while. Oh, here's one. Tell me that guy hasn't killed somebody. You know for a fact that guy's killed somebody.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He
What
does
is-
not look innocent.
Yeah, what a scary piece of shit. That guy? Yeah. For sure.
It's the last face you see. It's that fucking weird face.
I would be so pissed if that was the last face I see. I'm like,
That's what I
this
always think.
piece of shit.
That's what I always think when I watch
Really?
like serial killer videos. I'm like, this fucking punk.
God damn it.
This punk got her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always just like,
This dumb
God
piece of
damn,
shit
what was going through
formulated
that?
a master plan
yeah, where you just get
to
got.
kill somebody.
Yeah, you couldn't
Fuck
have even.
you.
Yeah,
That's like winning.
yeah, setting a trap.
That's like losing a game of chess to a child.
Oh,
You're like, this piece of shit got me. Ugh.
yeah. Well,
Ugh.
that's what makes us homebodies.
Yeah.
There's just some people you're like, I don't know about this motherfucker. But bro, like, you know, the joke about horror movies is like, everybody's like, don't fucking do that, you dumbass. Like, you know, everybody's like, the characters are supposed to be stupid.
Right.
And also, when I watch like crime shit on TV, I'm like, that motherfucker was stupid. Like, they kind of got killed for being naive.
Yeah.
So it's like, at the same time, some people getting killed. You're like, well, you did some stupid shit.
Yeah.
He got you. I mean, I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that person's right, but best look out.
Yeah.
Look out for motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like,
And that's a lot of times with my pride too. I'm like, don't antagonize people just because
Yeah.
you want to ruffle feathers.
Mhm.
Like, just chill. You might antagonize the wrong person and they're gonna fucking kill you now.
it could be the wrong one.
Yeah.
I have the same thought, man.
It could be the guy that's saying his dick 20 times. He's
be.
just waiting for a reason to kill you.
He's waiting. He knows my address now, too.
He's been following me around
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, he actually lives across the street. That's where he first saw you, was here.
And he followed me home.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
What a problem. I sympathize with you, man.
It's fine. Like I said, a part of me is like, well, I don't know, feeling like I did this to myself because I romanticized having
Oh,
a
yeah.
life where I had
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
drama happening and shit. Like, that's not all it's cracked up to be. That's not cool. That's not like the movies.
No, it's not.
It's not fun and interesting and
No, it's a huge distraction.
you can't sleep. I've
Yeah.
literally never had a problem with sleeping until the past few weeks.
Ooh.
Which is like, I joke
That
about it, but it's
sucks.
really fucked up.
Yeah, it's definitely fucked up. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bro. You're gonna give me nightmares.
It's probably fine. I'm
I'm gonna
probably
try to
just
sleep.
stressing out.
I'm gonna try and sleep, and if I hear one crack or noise, I feel like, oh no,
They're
the
gonna,
dick man is
they're
here.
gonna show me their dick.
Gotta show it. Look out.
That's awful. That's not gonna happen. That's fine.
Shit, dude, I think it's a wrap.
Okay.
It went like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, I talked a lot on this one. My bad.
No, it's great. Makes it way easier. The fucking
I think we're gonna have a lot of editing work. I burped